Oh goodness. All right, all right. Let's go, Nomad with NFTs. What's up? Was it you or? Trying to think if it was you or someone else. No, it wasn't you. It was someone else that was like undercutting me on the market. I was trying to sell my Spider-Man 2099 and someone undercut me. Who was that? I don't think it was you. It was sorry, I gotta clear my throat. I'll find it. No, it was you. You just have a different icon. You've changed your icon like 3 or 4 times. Like every time I see you, you have a new profile logo or something. It was you. Let's go, dude. Dano Marquez. Easily the most active person in the community and the most consistent. I like consistency. I like the 4 rockets plus the additional emotes. That's always appreciated. Thank you. What is up with my music? There it goes. This is wigging out on me for a sec. This doesn't pause the stream, does it? I'm clicking a little pause button up here. I don't think it does. Let me double check. Oh my gosh. Let's go. What up, Vice? AKA Bash. I'm doing great. I'm feeling way better too. No, this definitely does not. I just wanted to pause this because it has like a secondary version of the stream like running alongside. I don't know. Let's go. Yeah, you undercut me first, then I did 26.8. Okay, yeah. Pluto getting down. Will it come back up? It was even lower earlier, so yeah, it was lower earlier, like yesterday. I think it was at like 3.2 at one point, 3.3. So it's actually, I think it's actually up a little now comparatively. Let's look up the Mickey Lenticular cards really quick. Let's check it out. I can actually move this up a bit. Or you know what? Instead of that, why don't I just do a big brain move and just move the camera up? That's big brain right there. I'm so like, this is the guy you guys listen to for not financial advice, you know? Yeah, let's pull up. Why is it not giving me the Mickey I want? All right, let's just do a refresh. Should I get an OG common Spider-Man or Ben Reilly common? Interesting. Let's do that really first. Let's do Spider-Man first. I would say the common is gonna be have the most potential. Like, I will say the common is gonna be the most consistent. It's gonna probably be less affected by dips, obviously, in general. And it's on the loading screen. It's very popular. I do think people like it a lot. But if you are planning on like a flip or possibly like a huge swing, I do think Ben Reilly is a good grab. And it's also like a 270 gem difference. So, I mean, you could grab Ben Reilly plus some other stuff, which isn't bad either. Is down a tiny bit. I personally, I would say if you're gonna hodl long term, I would say Amazing Spider-Man, because Ben Reilly, the common, was up to 1400 at one point. Is that right? I need to double check. Okay, no, this is the common. So the common's been up to 1400. Because basically for 50% more, do you want a Spider-Man, right? A common Spider-Man. I mean, based on all these charts, I'd probably still say Amazing Spider-Man. Just the long-term play, I would still say common. I would say common, for sure, in that case. common for sure. A little bit of a premium. But there's a reason for that, because it doesn't get hit as hard during dips. Looks like some of these lenticular cards are making some small moves right now. All together now. So definitely like the recent update Veve had with first appearance, first edition, as well as comic or convention. I guess, I don't know if it's Comic Con or it's convention exclusives or convention editions. I forgot like the actual term they used. That kind of hit the market in a different way. Like some stuff went up, some stuff went down. Golden Moments is definitely up because of it. Like I managed to grab a Mickey hat, or Sorcerer's hat, I should say, for like 4.3 before it's up to like 4.6 right now. I was a little late on buying Elsa and Iron Man if I wanted to. Kind of starting to become a little bit more bullish on like the Disney, like stuff that's directly linked to Disney, like Sorcerer's hat and stuff. Like Elsa's amazing too. I know I got not even some flack, but I know some people had differing opinions when I did the Golden Moments tier list. And again, like, I think people don't realize like S tier, the highest tier is like, those are legit. Like those things are probably going to be the highest price, likely forever, like those two. All the other A tier stuff are extremely solid investments, and they could get themselves landed up in A tier or like S tier at some point. But right now, I also put those as like the most potential, right? I did it literally like Elsa, I think Sorcerer's hat, then Iron Man, then whatever else I put up there as well. So Chris, what's up, dude? Dude, I cannot pronounce your last name. I apologize so much that I can't pronounce your last name. Every time I recommend you, I'm like, Crypto Chris. Okay, wait, actually change the name, like Chris V. Versveld. It's not bad. Got 10 minutes to chill before date with wifey. Nice. Yeah, hang out in here. For surezies. Let's see here. Okay, I just wanted to make sure that was all checked away. Chris V is perfect, bro. Yeah. Chrissy V, not Chrissy. I feel like you'd be upset. Long-term play. Nogi All-Star. I think that's how it is, right? It's not like Nagala Star or Nogi All-Star. Hey, I'm ready to give up on Pluto and sell him for floor. What do you think? I think this is Pluto's like almost his all-time low, right? Other than like when he initially was released. Yeah, other than when he was initially released. I think the lenticular cards are gonna pump soonish. It's honestly kind of surprising. Veve has announced nothing. It's Thursday and they've announced nothing so far this last week. Veve is a W. I don't know. Visawelt? Visawelt? I don't get upset? We'll have to test that one day. No, I'm just kidding. The trick is he's actually the Hulk and he's always angry, but he just chooses not to be. Is the market pumping right now? I wouldn't say pumping. Certain NFTs, more specifically the Golden Moments. It's funny because literally the next video I was gonna make, and you guys voted on it already. See if I can actually pull it up on my phone. Might be a bit faster. Because you guys voted on my next video that I wanted to do, and it seems like the majority of you guys want it to be on NFTs that I think are gonna pump next. And I've been saying it for a week. Like the Golden Moments are gonna pump first before anything else. Like I've been saying that for a while, not to even like brag or anything like that, but it's just I just had a feeling it was gonna happen. Like there's just so much hype around Golden Moments, and I do think like the Golden Moments can basically become the new series of like Todd and Rizzo and stuff. Like I know Becky Cloonan as well as Joe Madeira, whatever. They succumbed really hard at the dip, but I think that could happen again in Golden Moments. Like I think the top 4 or 5 are just like always going to be very dip resistant, like extremely hard, but like the bottom 5 might kind of fall to the wayside occasionally to dips. So like basically all the NFTs I put in the C tier. I'm trying to like fix my chair. I guess this is as high as it goes. And that C tier, I do think are more reliable to dips. So let's do this. Not reliable, but let's see. What was I looking up? What was I even looking up on my phone? I forgot. I'm like, let me pull this up on my phone, and I already forgot what the heck it was. Oh yeah, the post. I'm like so scatterbrained right now. Channel, community. All right, cool. So you guys voted. Let me make this bigger so you guys can see. No stream tonight, blah blah, everyone. But yeah, like it actually beat out my view on grails versus blue chips. So that was in second place. I might do that one after. I said which brands will go up first next pump. The first brand, I think, in my opinion, is going to be a sneak peek to the video, or at least I'll probably think about it more and elaborate it a bit more like in my video. But it's pretty much, in my opinion, it's going to be golden moments for the most part. And then the Mickey lenticular cards and like Spider-Man will probably happen roughly around the same time. Like one might start before the other. I think it'd probably be the lenticular cards. And then like the tail end of Spider-Man, like maybe Steamboat Willie will start picking up. People will start kind of pouring into that. And then after that, it'll be like the black and white series. But even then, like, even if the black and white series started pretty early, it'll just take a while. Just because that 2.5% fee, people just flip those DC NFTs like all the time. It's gonna have to work twice as hard to go up, in my opinion. Got to get that Veve Vibes input before bed. Yes. Sounds a little naughty, but yeah, I guess. Unless they change Todd from FA, then I'd put some boxing gloves on. Yeah, exactly. Yes, Nogi All-Star. It's short for Nogales All-Star. Cool, cool. Yeah, can we see the Donald chart? Yeah, I'll pull it up here really quick. And then Rafael Garcia, can you explain the charts? So yeah, I can do it really quick. I'll do it at the same time as I'm doing Donald. What do you know? So first off, I'm using a site called ecomi wiki. If you want to have access to, this is what the base website looks like. I should probably hide this. Not that it matters. I heard actually you guys have to be careful. I know some people that actually had their, because that email is nothing remotely even related to my Veve account or my personal account or anything, by the way. And then like this password is not even close to the same, because I heard someone got hacked, I believe, by using that same email and then using it on Veve or something like that. I heard something like that happen recently. So I knew that from the beginning. I've done this kind of trading before in like other, I guess, video games or like digital collecting markets. So it's like, it's smart that like if you sign up for a site like this, like not because I don't trust Omi the Clown, but it's just like I just don't trust other people. Like that email is like completely unrelated to any accounts that I actually own or exist. So so this is going to be like the main website you see when you first get on. What you want to do is click on market, and in order to have access to that, okay, I see how it is. Give me a sec, guys. Need to log back in. If you want to have access to that chart, there is a small premium that you have to pay. Have to click login, not. And I see you, 369 Wise Mind Crypto. What up? Well, I got R2D2 last night for 8.6K. Dude, nice. And I know R2's well over 9K right now, so that's an awesome steal. All right, let me pull up Donald really quick. I'll explain what the charts look like to Mr. Rafael Garcia. Keep up the great work. Keep calm, stack on. I appreciate it. I enjoy your videos more than the OGs now. Love the chart usage and how you go through to show previous price highs and the lows. Yeah, it's all important stuff. I think the OGs are important, in my opinion, but like, to be honest, I'd probably be doing the same thing. Like if I was in or Veve really early and I had a 6-figure vault and I had 5 or 6 Todds and a Secret Rare Spider-Man and 2 Waltz and this and that, like, Waltz are a bit more recent, so like a lot of the OGs might not have a ton of those, but yeah, like nothing against them, but it's just like I just don't think they have the need to like dig through the market like I do, right? Because I am trying to figure out the secondary market thing, accumulate wealth, grow it, and all that. So really quick, we got Donald Duck. Why is the picture not showing for Donald Duck? Let's see. I think this most recent update might have messed with like the picture, because I like looking at the picture. All right, well I guess it's down right now. That's fine. Oh, also my screen is not showing. Sorry about that. But dude, thank you so much, Wise Mind Crypto. I really appreciate that. But yeah, I picked up a sorcerer's hat earlier today for 4.3, and I think right now it's at like 4.6 and stuff. I think that one's really slept on. That one's going to be a bit of a longer play, because I'm a bit more bullish on just the Disney Direct stuff in general. I would say, in my opinion, Star Wars and like the Disney Direct stuff, I'm not saying like Iron Man won't do well. It'll definitely do extremely well. I just feel like in the long term, the Star Wars and like the Sorcerer's Hat, the Elsa, and the like Wally, maybe Pizza Planet Trek, percentage wise are going to perform a bit better, like gem for gem in like the long term. Yeah, it doesn't show the picture, not that big of a deal. Hopefully it shows Donald here. Yeah, it shows Donald right there in the corner. I don't know if you guys can see that. So when we look at a chart like this, typically when I look at a chart, these are the listings. There we go. Now it's finally zoomed out. Maybe it'll be better if I just like, it seems like we are getting a bit of lag. So I look at the listings like this. So the blue line is basically how many listings there are, total listings on the market. The pink line is how much the price is of that current NFT. So right now we're looking at Donald Duck. These little numbers right here only show you the last 24 hours. So it doesn't show you what it was like at its all-time high or its all-time low. I don't really pay too much attention to where it was like the first like even like day or two. Sometimes if there's a lot of volatility, it's just like people are usually just flipping, or it just gets overvalued, or people just FOMO really hard. And as we can see here, it's just been consolidating for a bit. But if we look at the listings, like they're pretty high. It means like people are trying to get rid of it at the same time. And like as you can tell, like the two lines are typically like diametrically opposed, right? When one goes up, one's go down, because as people are listing more NFTs, they're trying to undercut each other to get more profit, right? And all these numbers here aren't confirmed sales. Probably most of them are, but all it's doing is just showing you the floor price, like what's the lowest price NFT at this hour. And ecomi.wiki updates every hour on the hour. So we're gonna get another update here in 27 minutes. And then it reflects that. The more you zoom in, I'm zoomed out to like a day-to-day thing, but if you zoom closer in, you can see like hour to hour if you really wanted to. This yellow line shows you I think it's the highest sold NFT for that hour, like the most expensive. So sometimes it's like a low mint number, and so it sells it above floor. That's not always the case though. I don't know if it's just like the most recently sold, or maybe it's the most expensive. I'm not exactly sure what that like yellow line is exactly, but it always seems to show either the most expensive or the cheapest. As you can see down here, this one that just like flies down, like so, looks like someone just accidentally mislisted it. Instead of probably putting 1.1K, you know, or $1,130, they probably accidentally put $130, and that got sniped instantly. So I think the chart reflects that. As of right now, like I would say Donald's like, okay, pick up, like the listings are high, but I see no issue with Disney lenticular cards picking up, especially since that there's already a bit of hype going around the golden moments. I do think Donald Duck is probably, out of all of these, gem for gem, I think Donald Duck is the best NFT to pick up right now, like even better than Goofy or Pluto, gem for gem, percentage wise. But I do think Pluto and Goofy will go up in price a lot. I mean, they all will eventually, just give it enough time. In my opinion. So I hope that kind of explains it. I don't want to spend too much time going too in depth with like this one in general. I do want to catch up with chat a bit as well. Plus I also like to look at the occasionally like to look at like the circulating supply and stuff of like how many are actually being listed. Typically it depends like which NFTs and how many there are that total exist. As you can see, this one only has 10,000 exist, and there's only 430 or so. So that means there's about 4% in circulating supply or so, which is pretty low on average, comparatively to like all the NFTs. Let me double, what's it called? Let me double time it through chat. Considering selling all my Marvel Mighties for golden moments. It depends like which Marvel Mighties you have. Matthew Smith, I would say if you have any, it depends on how many you have, what kind of Marvel Mighties. Like if you have some of the villains, I think the villains are gonna do better than the heroes. Obviously not just because they're cheap, not just because like they're like lower mint and higher rarity and stuff like that, but like if there's any kind of gamification or anything in general, like there's just gonna be more people, there's just gonna be a higher demand for villains. And on top of that, they're the FAs, right? Like FA Doctor Doom is a huge deal. FA Green Goblin is a big deal, and FA Red Skull is, it's cool. I would say that's probably in the order of villains of like popularity or relevancy, I should say, in my opinion. You were looking at my last video to, you were looking for my last video to smash the like button. Yes. I was there. I watched it and I meant to comment, and I think I accidentally closed it out or whatever, but it's a good video about, are we gonna have Pokemon coming February 27th? I remember you saying like, there's like a 30% chance no, but a 70% chance, no, the other way around. 30% chance yes, 70% chance no. And I would agree with that. Mine's probably a little bit closer to like 1585, like 15% yes, like, yeah, maybe it could happen. And then 85% no. But yeah. What are your thoughts on Goofy? Sell or hold? That's tough. I think Goofy can still do really good things. It depends on what you're selling it for, right? If you're selling it to get, I mean, at this point, I don't even think you can get an Elsa for it. You might be able to get an Iron Man, but even then, I think I'd kind of rather have Goofy over Iron Man right now. Especially since Iron Man already pumped. Maybe you can't even get Iron Man either, because I think he's the one at 3K, yeah. So for now, I would just hold Goofy. I do think he will see a time where he does pump, like all the lenticular cards will. Just give it time. Samer. Hi, I'm looking for the Veve Vibes. Have you seen them? I have, and I did see your most recent video, Locknet. I really like the video format you did for your video on the Pilly Fantasy stuff. It was like a book, and like you open it up, and like each page there was different pictures and stuff about Pilly Fantasy, and it showed like the mint numbers and a little bit of the history. I might have to actually watch a bit on Netflix of the Pilly Fantasy, at least like the first couple episodes, but it, like at least that little snippet that you showed in your video just seems really, really cool. So I'll have to check that out. First thing I usually do is hit the like button whenever one of you jumps in or drops a video on YouTube. I appreciate, dude, like Dana Marquez, like easily the most active person in the community. I said that at the very beginning of this stream when there was probably like 3 people watching. But yeah, it's true. I think any content creator can confirm in the VV space, Dana Marquez is the man. Walt and SR Spider-Man all pumping high, but are they getting bought at 4K and 100K? Obviously the higher price means less people can afford it. Is Walt, did people like actually, so 40K and then Spider-Man? I thought the floor for Spider-Man now is at like 60, like the SR version. Yeah, it's at 60 right now. It's been a while since Walt's at like 49K right now. I think he's almost at like 50, and then Secret Rare Spider-Man 62. I can see Walt flipping Secret Rare Spider-Man. I said it could take a few years, but at this rate, like if people keep buying Walt over Spider-Man, or maybe there's a point where they kind of intersect and like then they're gonna really like fight it out for like the top spot. But it would not surprise me at all whatsoever. Actually, it's going to happen. In my opinion, I think it's going to happen. Walt will overtake Spider-Man Secret Rare, given it enough times. We've already seen multiple times that mint numbers don't really matter. If there's enough people that like an IP and it's popular enough, people are gonna buy it. Especially if we're talking like low thousands, you know, or just hundreds or low thousands of like mints. It's not that big of a difference, in my personal opinion. Comment Rocket, hell yeah, congrats, yeah. I don't mean to lack empathy, but I'm not sure on the last VV hack that was going around. They didn't respond to any questions, needed to accumulate information, and there were screenshots of. Said account doing Telegram transactions, the person who stole the collectibles. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. Yeah, it is. I mean, I know people are trying to take advantage of possibly a newer company, like in a new space, new market stuff, tons of money to be had. People could fake that they got hacked. Really, it's their friend who just took out all their collectibles or did something, whatever. Like, who knows, right? It's kind of easy to it would be easy to fake, and it probably wouldn't take that much thought to do it, but I have no idea if it's true or not. It's just something I saw, but it's just something to obviously be careful of. It's probably mostly streamers need to be careful of it because they're showing a lot of information on here. But in general, yeah, just be careful with information you show. Life on the blockchain. Hi, what's up? I like your crying face character. Matthew Smith considering selling all my Marvel Mighties for gold moments. I think I already read that, or maybe you said that again. Yeah, it depends on what you... Matthew, I already got your question. Okay, yeah, I know if it's your first time on stream, usually it just takes me a while to get through the questions, right? Or the comments. 14K Gino. Hat, do you think has an amazing... Hat, do you think about the Amazing Spider-Man annual comic? Got it on Mint. I think you mean, what do you think about the Amazing Spider-Man annual comic? Got it on Mint to... I don't know, is that like the highest Mint number or something for... Is there something special about that Mint number? It seems pretty obscure. Again, I've said this before, I'm not like a huge comic guy. If that's the maximum Mint, that's really cool. If not, I think that's like the maximum Mint for the commons, right? So I don't know if that's that relevant. I mean, you could ask for premium, like why not? But I don't really know. When do you think the Veveverse will come out? At some point this year, but I think it's going to be very, very... It's going to disappoint a lot of people. If your expectations are super high about NFT integration and features and games and all this stuff, like, it's probably not going to be that good. I think it's just going to be like a VR version of looking at your vault. Maybe you can invite people to come in and like look at your vault, and maybe some like very, very basic games. But other than that, like, I think people's expectation that we're going to be like flying hoverboards and ships and spending Omi and using power-ups on our Marvel Mighties in a, you know, Super Smash style fighting game, like, it's not likely. At least I don't see it. Oh, I have the need. Screen isn't on? Yeah. Okay, wow, I'm really behind chat then, because I did that like 10 minutes ago. I'm an OG, but was broke when I found Veve. Yeah, dude, so was I. I got really lucky with some early drops, so yeah, I could see that. Has mini hitter all-time low? I don't think so. Let's look at mini really quick. Here, debate brewing. That's on my collectibles. That okay. Shanks the third just sent you. Young Avengers, appreciate your realistic input in the Veve right now and not just speculation talk. I like doing a bit of both, to be honest. I like some speculation talk, but I'm not gonna just be blind and say, you know, I think obviously some content creators are more speculation than others, but like you need those people, right, to like keep you hyped about the Veveverse and just the Veve like app in general and things that could happen, because like you need those people to kind of keep your conviction high, right? Like if all I did was just crunch numbers and stuff, like if all you did was watch people like me, I would think it would get a bit boring, and it's all about like, none of it is about you know, the hype or the passion or like the potential future, right? Like, as I'm pretty much looking at the right now, I speculate a little bit about the future. You know, obviously I said like the next pump, it's probably going to be golden moments and lenticular cards and Spider-Man. Like that's speculation, but yeah, I try to be as realistic as possible. I think I found a good balance between being positive and then realistic, and it seems like most people understand that like me being realistic is not being negative or like shitting on any NFTs or other content creators or anything like that. Like honestly, all the content creators are needed in this space. Like we need as many as we can. What was I gonna look up? But Shankster the Third, I appreciate that. I don't know if you said you sent it to me. Let's see. Nice, dude, I appreciate that. Dude, I need to build up my comic collection. I admit I do need to. And dude, that's one of my favorite art pieces, actually. If you guys haven't seen it, I'll show it off here really quick. I've always liked that kind of cutoffs. Let me shrink it down here. It's pretty sick. I do like this this art. Has Wolverine on it, Spider-Man. Dude, that's a lot of really cool characters. Captain America. I think that's Gambit, but he looks a bit young. I mean, I don't think that's Archangel in the back. That looks like some sort of like gargoyle dude, so I could be wrong. It's okay. So this is the first appearance of Kate Bishop as Hawkeye. I used to have this comic, but I think I sold it off for, I think I sold this off for, I don't know, probably some gems for like the next drop or whatever. But I appreciate it, dude. Yeah, I think for right now, like I'm not. I've gotten quite a few gifted NFTs, and I'm like not selling them in like anytime soon. So I really appreciate that. And comics now, it's like I have so few, I don't really look at them to like liquidate anymore. Let's go. But I really appreciate that, Shankster. Life on the blockchain. I'm an OG and was broke too, dude. I imagine a lot of people were broked when they first started. I mean, I was too, and I won Elsa, then I won Walt. I sold Elsa to afford Walt. Like that's how broke I was. Like I wasn't like, oh, I could throw another 400 gems on the app. Like I couldn't afford it at the time. And so, and I had no idea. Like that's the other thing too. Like a lot of the OGs had no idea how good they had it that early. And that's the kind of thing, right? People now would say, well, if I joined Veve in March or February, like, oh, I would have known to buy Todd or whatever. It's like, no, like you would have just believed the community like everyone else that like, no, you trade 2 or 3 Todds for a Nightwing and DeLoreans are worthless. And it's all about, you know, low mints and high rarity over like popularity. And back then, I think like FAs weren't even around. Like FEs like wasn't even a thing back then for a while, as far as I know. So like a lot of people were just like, okay. And you know, people were getting, from what I've heard, at least from like NFT pirates, and I kind of like hearing those OG stories, is that like people were trying to like pump certain NFTs by like posting it on the feed or doing it on Twitter or I guess some stuff like that. And when stuff would go up like 5%, they would celebrate. They're like, dude, it went up 5%. Like, let's go. It went from like 100 to 105 gems, and then people would get stoked. Now, I mean, that happens hour to hour, like without any influence or anything like that. And even some of the lower tier NFTs do that 5-10% move. But like some of these bigger NFTs that, you know, they have massive moves like this where it goes from 590 all the way up to 700 within, you know, 6-7 hours. It happens very easily. Stacking Disney friends on this dip, that's a good call. I do have like 1,600 gems. I was debating on whether I should stack the Disney and friends as well and just kind of playing the pump. Because I do think, like I said before, if this is actually going to be a pump and people are just tired of waiting for whatever Disney announcement is going to come out, or not Disney, for whatever Veve announcement is going to come out, I mean, it could be happening, and it might be a short pump or it plateaus, or it's just some sort of breathing room before we get the announcement. If it's something not big, I think the pump could just keep going, in my opinion. So put my first short out today. The People's Palace. Your first short. You mean like your YouTube short? That's cool. First short. I think that's what you mean. I did my first short too, like 2 or 3 days ago, doing the Luke Cage drop. It was like 15 seconds long, and it was just me failing. I think I clicked the button too early or whatever. I've literally never won any comics. I won't say that. I won 2 comics my first month, but since then, so I've only been on Veve for it's probably coming up to 4 months now. But my last 3 months, I've never gotten a comic. My first 2 months my first month I got 2, and then my last 3 months I haven't gotten any. Rugged? Agree? Yeah. Stacking Disney. Wouldn't all Batman Black and White be FA then? Yes and no. Not technically. Like Veve even said that what should have happened realistically was that Todd got FA and all the rest got FE. Not the rest, but like the rest of that series 1. So Rizzo, Becky Cloonan, as well as Joe Matt are all FE, which is what it is right now. But what should have happened was all the Batmans that happened later should have had no tag, because I think what they're saying is like if we have a group of NFTs, and they're by like different artists and stuff, like one will have FA probably, or all will have FA. That's kind of weird. I think it's because they're different artists. That might be why they did like a first edition and then the rest are FA, or like Todd is FA. But when we look at something like the Spider-Man, like it's all the same Spider-Man, so they're all FA. But I guess if it's like different artists, like if they did a Wolverine and it was the same Wolverine and not like different artists or like writer interpretations of Wolverine, one would probably be FA and the rest would be FE. I'm not exactly sure how that would play out. Maybe they would just give the FA to the the writer or the artist that said like yes to the plan first or whatever, who knows. I don't know exactly how that works, but I think that's what should have happened. But they said out of respect for everyone, the black and white series, probably because it's the first series ever, and just like black and white stuff, they're just gonna leave it alone. I think that's what they're saying. So let me look up Batman really quick. Anything you would sell Iron Man for right now? I wouldn't sell Iron Man right now, no. No. Like, the only thing I could think of is like, if you're playing like an extremely risky play, you would like sell Iron Man and buy like 6 Ben Rileys and just hope the commons and just hope that like they go up to like 800 gems within the next like few days, or like during this pump or something weird, and like you sell them off and like you just make a very quick buck. You would think that like 5 or 6 Ben Rileys would sell faster than the amount of time Iron Man would go up, but that's a pretty risky play, only because like Ben Riley's below 500 right now. Like you can literally get him for like 490. Other than that, like I wouldn't do that. Even if I did have 100,000 gems on the app and I was like, well, I could just make this extremely risky play and see what happens, I probably still wouldn't do that. But no, Vane OTP, I would not do that. Matthew Smith, I have one of all of the Captain America Mighties and one of the Fantastic Four Mighties plus three Spideys. I have one Captain America Mighties and one of all of the Fantastic Four Mighties plus 3 Spideys. I don't know how much that is total. I know I said we're gonna look at Batman, but let me look at that really quick. I'm just gonna throw together some numbers here. One of all, so you're a set collector, and that's one thing I'm kind of noticing is a lot of people that were like collecting sets, I think are kind of breaking these sets just because they're realizing that like just some NFTs within that set just don't do well. And that's smart of VV, right? Like they want people to buy the less popular, or the commons and the uncommons, or like the less popular heroes, if they're less popular, because they want people to sell. I have all of the Marvel Mighties. Okay, so all of the Captain Americas. And I'm assuming that means Red Skull too. I would try my best to like not sell Red Skull if I can. I'm adding all these up. I'm adding up all this except for the villains, and I'm curious to see like how much the total is. See if you can even like afford a a golden moment. I think Captain Carter. If you have a Captain Carter, that'd be sick. If you have one, in my opinion, I think the pump's happening now, and it's yeah. Let me look at the Captain Carter right now. And then 3 Spider-Mans, which I think are like 150 now. I mean, let's just say they're 150. So that means 450. Yeah, unless you sell your villains, you wouldn't be able to afford any. And I'm a little apprehensive about selling the villains. If you have a Captain Carter, by the way, not financial advice, but I'd probably sell now. Just take the profit. This is gonna go down because like she has the FA tag, which is cool, but even then, I do see her falling back down to like potentially like low 300s, but who knows? I could be completely wrong. I mean, me personally, I'm all about just kind of taking profit. I'm not sure how popular Captain Carter is going to be just in general. I don't think it's very likely, but I hope that helps. For now, I would say no. It seems a lot of stuff to sell, and by the time you do, some things could run away. This is why I'm not a fan of like chasing pumps. Hi, Homer and Iron Man for Steamboat. Willie, you are? No. I would just keep the Homer and Iron Man. Like, they're all pumping right now. Like, Homer is probably gonna be one of the next ones to pump soon. Steamboat series or Disney Friends, which series will do better long term? I don't think you get the, and this is kind of what I mean. Like, people really want to complete sets, and like, I totally understand that, but it's like, you're almost better off just like get the ultra rare Steamboat Willie. I don't know how much money you have, because those two things are like very different, right? Because how much is it for because Goofy right now I think is like 4.5. Pluto's like 1,000. I think he's actually under 1,000 right now. Donald's like 900. Sorry, I'm kind of adding some numbers up right now. Just do that twice. Yeah. So I'm assuming you have like a little over 7 grand in gems if you were just gonna buy them. Like, in my opinion, we're like, where's Mickey at right now? Sorry, I'm kind of getting pulled in a lot of different directions with these questions. So Mickey, Steamboat Willie. Like, if you have like 7,200 gems or like 7 grand, like I would get Steamboat Willie, ultra rare, and then probably like a Donald, or like then the rest of the lenticular cards, like whichever ones you can afford. Like, I do think Steamboat Willie will moon like really, really hard because, let me pull up the charts here. And I've said it before, I think gem for gem, Donald's going to do the best. Mickey will do really well too. But I think gem for gem, Donald's going to be doing the best. Because if we look here, like, the listings have not gone down that much. Like, look at me, there's a ton of listings when it first came out, understandable. Listings are at 255, but even right now, like, they're barely at 300. So it's like, the listings haven't gone up all that much comparatively, because, like, if this was like any other NFT, except for like golden moments and stuff like that, like this listing would probably be at like 350 or like 380, 400 or something like that. Like these would be like intersecting, but they're not. So I do think altogether now, ultra rare Steamboat Willie, like there's a bit of a dip right now because, oh, it doesn't have a tag. It never had a tag anyway. And if people were banking on the fact that like this was going to be given a tag, I think is not necessarily silly. Like it would have been cool if it got the FE tag, but it's still Steamboat Willie. In my opinion. And if people are gonna just buy a bunch of cards because this doesn't have that, like, I don't know, that's not something I'm not a fan of or whatever. At least I have a differing opinion on. So I would say get the altogether Mickey and then get like a Donald. Get the Donald if you can, and Mickey Mouse if you can, like whatever you can afford. I would buy them in that order personally. Like get the altogether now Mickey, then get Donald, then get Donald, then Mickey. So, and that's what I mean, like, I think that's going to give you the best bang for your buck, in my personal opinion. I do think the lenticular cards will do a bit better than Jaunty Jig and Happy Whistle, especially Mickey and Donald. If we're talking like Daisy and Minnie, which will still do well, I don't think they'll do as well as Happy Whistle and Jaunty Jig. I guess what I'm saying is basically Donald will do better than Happy Whistle, and Mickey will do better than Jaunty Jig. That's my take. Steamboat, I know it's early, but have you seen any movement because of FAFE article? What effects do you think this will have, if any? Ty Rod, what's up? Well, we just pulled it up earlier. Captain Carter already got pumped a ton. And in my personal opinion, like I said, not financial advice. I would just sell right now, take the profit, because it will dip down. Like people will start taking profits on this. It's not the most popular character, and like, yeah, like she went up to 380 right now. I mean, now she's at 365. She was at 278, so I mean it's like a 100 gem profit if you sell it. I mean without the fees. But as you can tell, people have already started taking profit. 171 listings, then it flew up to basically like 20 more people listed it. So my personal opinion, I would say take profit while you can, because I think this will nestle down somewhere in like the low 300s. I could be wrong. It could just stay up here, but I just don't see Captain Carter staying like above 300 very long. Like there's just better Marvel Mighties and other things to invest in, like personally, and like more popular NFTs. And then the golden moments have actually pumped quite a bit too. I do think the lenticular cards are the next ones in line. So partner stat, and I figured like of the pump, like if there's a pump, I don't think the partner statues will move much, or the partner statue will move much, like if at all. Just because it's so expensive, like not a ton of people can afford it. But what is going on here? Why is it showing multiple skateboards? I think we're having an issue with all right, we might have to do a quick refresh or something. All right. Golden Bob. R2D2 already up to 9.4K. It was, God, this thing was at like 7.7, what, 2 days ago? It's a pretty big pump. C3PO running away at 4.8K. Iron Man still sitting at 3. I think that's going to be a big, both Iron Man and Elsa are going to both struggle to get past that 4K mark and that 3K mark. C3PO or R2D2 just running away at this point. Yeah, it was at 7.8K not too long ago. Now it's already 2K above that. Wally is up, even though it says 85 gems right now. I believe this was at 1.35 a day or two ago as well. Same thing with like the Pizza Planet truck. So like pretty much across the board, all the NFTs or all of the golden moments are moving a bit. Yeah, Wally was 1350 not too long ago. Mickey hat. And that's something I've learned to become bullish on is the Mickey hat is I was watching, oh my God, what was his name? I was just watching a stream earlier, but he's like very bullish on just like the Disney stuff in general. Mickey hat's pretty flat. Luckily I picked this one up like earlier today for like 1.3 or it's not 4.3. So it's already doing well. I mean, if it goes up like 100 more gems, I'm already in the profit, but I'm not looking to like short-term flip this like anytime soon or flip this or sell it or whatever. Anytime soon. Let's see here. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Like there was some other stuff that I'm sure that moved that I haven't seen yet. I have 1,700 gems now. Should I buy a Wally or sell my Pluto and Donald and get Iron Man, do you think? I'd say Iron Man's already like pumped a bit. I'm not a huge fan of chasing pumps. I just noticed that everything else was pumping. Sorcerer's Hat is like a very good investment. Like I put that as basically number 4 on my like golden moments tier list. And like in my personal opinion, percentage wise, when they pump, like Iron Man, Elsa, and like Hat are gonna all pump very, very well. I think Hat's gonna be delayed a bit because I think some people haven't realized like how big of a deal Sorcerer's Hat is, and if we get certain Disney collectors on the platform, like Disney does not release Mickey's hat too often, if at all, for like Disney collecting stuff. So, but 1,700 gems. What should I buy? Wally, semi Pluto, Donald, and get Iron Man. You think? I don't think it's a bad idea right now to honestly just stack more lenticular cards. Like I don't think that's a bad idea at all right now. Like let me see. Like I think chasing a golden moment, what's already pumped, like you probably could grab a Wally and still be fine, but like I'm more of a fan of grabbing some of these, even though Donald Duck's already up a bit, but he had an all-time high of like 1,100. That's my take. Yeah, he's down here still. 910. Yeah, he pumped up to 1,200 at one point. And that was like 4 or 5 days like after he dropped too. It's not like this was part of the crazy pump that initially happened. Like he went all the way up to 1,200 like on his own. This is just the natural retracement we're getting because of the market stuff. So I don't think it's a bad idea to like grab 2 of these. It might be a little bit over budget, but like grab 2 Donalds. I think these will hit, like I think these will get you 200 gems in profit each before Iron Man jumps up to like 3,500 or something. Or sorry, before Wally jumps up to, I mean, Wally would have to jump up to like 2K, which is where it's already at right now. I meant like it's probably have to jump up to like to 2.5K. And again, I you know, not financial advice, but I think the next move right now, what's going to happen next is the lenticular cards. I don't think the golden moments are done pumping, but I think they just don't have a ton of gas left. And I think the move right now to make is the lenticular cards, in my personal opinion. Real Ray, do you think that VVverse will be a theme park? Depending on NFTs you have, those are the things you see. AR, I have no clue, dude. We haven't gotten zero information about VR. I think it's just going to be a glorified VR chat initially. It could be something incredible. If they've had Niantic or some other company working on it behind the scenes for the last 3 years, it could be it could just be more up like when it initially releases. I think anything is possible, but it's gonna take a good 5 years before we start really seeing some stuff. So, and I don't really care to like make predictions like that far out. Joe Mad finally coming out of the basement. Really? All right, let's check him out really quick. I'm just gonna type in Batman. Let's go and look at all the black and white stuff. Yeah, it wasn't luck. It was having faith and believing through all the FUD. Lack of users. If you started early, you're still here. You deserve to be where you're at. I agree. There's probably a lot of people spewing all kinds of just like random crap like during that time too, so. People's Palace, Batman Croc moon. Unlikely. I don't think it's gonna moon like anytime soon. I mean, once this hits 1,000, people are gonna immediately start taking profit, and they probably are at some point. I'm actually gonna look it up on my phone really quick. Does the battle statue have its own thing? I'm trying to remember. PC, GC Direct. Look it up. Okay. All right, it is moving quite a bit. Let's pull it up really quick on the chart. Yeah, it's already up to 1,000. That's nice. It's probably still not the first thing I would have bought, but I mean, if it's gonna run up, it's gonna be because there's so many people hodling and like holding the bag. Like, there's so many people. I would say like the 2 NFTs that people bought at way too high of a price, like way too soon, is the Batman Killer Croc and like Batman Who Laughs. Like during that pump, like so many people bought it during the pump and, you know, just FOMO'd like really hard into it. But yeah, I think Batman and Killer Croc, there's a very high likelihood it could just get stuck at 1K because of people undercutting, or people just like, oh, it already pumped, I'm just gonna go look for something else. So it could be pretty likely. Batman versus Killer Croc is up. Darwin Cook is up as well, pretty much across the board. Poor Harley Quinn, still down. Batman Who Laughs is up 20 gems, good for him. Joe Mad finally up, making some moves. Gosh, he was at 1.1 or like 1.2 not too long ago. Seems like the market is doing a little bit of recovery. Yeah, 1144 not too long ago. Now he's up there. So it seems like the market's finally waking up. People, I think, were just kind of waiting on an announcement. We got a comic announcement, then nothing happened. Then a comic announcement, then nothing happened. Then we got this FEFA announcement, and like still nothing happened. We're just like, what's going on? So I think people are just kind of tired of waiting. It's just interesting how it seems like Veve said like they're going to be accelerating their drops, but it's honestly been kind of slow since the beginning of this year, comparatively to like what they've been doing since like October when I joined, or like November. Gary Frank is up quite a bit. Batman 71, I do think that's like a very solid pickup. That one did have a pretty good like all-time high last I checked, and it's still pretty low. At least if you guys wanted to like play the flip game or whatever. I think Darwin Cook is also a pretty decent one too. Like he's just so cheap. Where is the one I was looking at? And I pulled up the whole DC thing, which is a mistake. There he is. Yeah, he's at 240, which is crazy because his all-time high was like 600. Like Batman 71. Like I remember someone recommended me this one not too long ago, and I'm like, yeah, you're right. This is actually like pretty good. The only reason why I think it might not do extremely well is because it's not season 1, I believe. Yeah, it's season 2. It's like the last of like the Black and White series drops, but it was like season 2, which I think it only matters long term if you're trying to do like a quick flip. I'm not sure if that matters too much. Dick Sprang, where was Dick Sprang? At least like last I saw on this. So yeah, 320. All right, some people already like taking a bit of profit on it. Yeah, Dick Sprang could like run. That wall is looking pretty thin from 310 all the way up to 400. So that's not bad. He's already ran up 70 gems though, so I'm not sure how long he can hold that. I'll have to look at like the total listings. Yeah, oof. Actually, he's on his way down right now, so this is why we pull up the chart. So he did run up to 400, and now he's on his way back down. And I think this is how fast the Black and White series stuff is going to be, in my personal opinion. You know, for the heck of it, I actually might just buy one of the Batman 71s just to see if I can make a relatively quick flip on him, because I think right now he's the last one to actually go up, in my opinion. Sorry, I'm kind of like in my own world right now, and I'm like not paying attention to chat, but I'm just gonna buy one just to see what happens. Like this one, I have to like keep a very close eye on it. Yeah, we'll give it a shot. Because this one hasn't pumped at all. We're just gonna buy this random one right here. There we go. 27.65. Let's go. Let's see if we can. Is there any other moves we can maybe make with the black and white series stuff? Just out of curiosity. Maybe we could do Robin. We'll have to see what's going on with Robin. Chris, yeah, it wasn't luck. Yeah, exactly. Check out the comment Groot sell wall right now. Jeez. Yeah, I'll check it out in a sec. Vivian3, just what I needed. Thanks for the stream. Of course, Vivian3, I appreciate it. Thoughts on buying golden moments? Iron Man? Better late than never, to be honest. I do think there'll be a point where people will start taking profit on it. But better late than never. Like, if you're entertaining the idea of it, it's better just to go to golden moment sooner rather than later. Because I thought about it for too long, and like Iron Man and Elsa already pumped. Like, you know, Iron Man went from like 2.4 a couple days ago to now 3K, and then Elsa was at 3.4 and went up to 4K. So if you have the gems for it, it's probably still one of the best buys you can get for 3K. But and I'm trying out some random opportunities here to maybe go for some quick flips at this point. Kind of more of a. I'm not even gonna mess with the Batman Who Laughs at this point. You guys can still see everything I'm doing, right? Okay, cool. Actually, I should probably like move this over so you guys can like kind of see what I'm looking at. What else could we mess with? I feel like Gary Frank has already pumped a ton. He's up 180 gems. Either that or he's like on his way back down. Like, see, I'm not gonna chase the pump on this. Like, the only reason why I bought the 71 Batman is because it hasn't pumped yet. Yeah, look at. Yeah, it's gone up quite a bit. Amanda Connor. I really don't feel like spending 1,000 gems on this, but I'm trying to remember if this is a season 1. I'm trying to remember if Amanda Connor is a season 1 or a season 2. Not that it's like a huge deal, but I do think there's going to be a small preference for the season 1 black and white stuff over like the season 2. So Fatbuck, Amanda Connor has not pumped yet. Still chilling at like 1K. Geez, so many like 15 mints. Look at that. It's like 16, 15, 14, 11, 11, 15, 17, 15, 15, 15. Kind of a low mint for a 474. I don't think I'd pay a 30% premium though for that. Probably look at one more. I always thought Jason Fabik was a great buy. I think he's still actually a pretty good buy at 420, 430. Just because he has so much more room to grow. But again, with this DC stuff, people are going to be very quick to take profit, as you saw with the, what was it? I think it was Dick Sprang, right? I think it was like he was on his, like he shot up and then he's just already on his way down. So. Deadpool pumped a little. Should I sell and buy other things and play the pump? We can look at Deadpool here in a sec. Like, yeah, like, see this one? Dick Sprang's already on its way down, so it's like, I'm not gonna go for that. I'm sure there's one I'm like overlooking. I'm just trying to find stuff that like, I want to spend a couple hundred gems. I'm not trying to spend 1,000 or anything like that. Not really feeling Darwin Cook. I feel like it's just gonna struggle at 200 for whatever reason. Let's pull it up really quick. Just do for some silly short-term play. That's Dick Sprang. I'm like, what? It's already up to 300? No, we gotta look for Darwin. There's Darwin. That 200 sell wall isn't too big, but even then, like, it doesn't seem like it can run that hard. Like, there's not massive gaps or anything like that. I don't know. I think we'll just leave it be for right now. Deadpool, that's what I was gonna look up. Deadpool. Pumped a little. Yeah. The common's up, not even a full gem. This is up 6 gems. This is the ultra rare still is yet to break 500, which is absurd. And secret rare is doing pretty well. Yeah, I think they're doing all right. I'm not exactly sure if they're gonna like pump to crazy high. I think people are still a bit hesitant. I think some people are just like me, putting in a portion of their wallet, you know, or the gems that they've been kind of hoarding, putting in a portion, but they're not putting all of it in. So I think some people are still a little hesitant to heavily invest. Do you think the spicy drop will be Batman Beyond? I don't know. That would be kind of cool. I do remember watching a bit of Batman Beyond back in the day, because he was a bit like, he wasn't like a teenager, but he was definitely like his like early 20s, it seemed. And he had like a red. I thought the inside of his cape was like red, or there was something red about him or something. I couldn't remember. Keep breaking sets to increase my odds at new drop system. Should be pumped because of the tags. Yeah, she's definitely pumping artificially. Keep breaking sets to increase my odds at new drop system. Did I say that? I don't know if I did. I meant just breaking sets. Like honestly, if you're trying to play Master Collector, in my personal opinion, I think you're just better off like if you have 10 grand and you want to like win Master Collector program too, like I would spend 9 grand on actual NFTs that will get you more gems and like more money, and then spend a grand on comic books, because I think that's probably the other than just spending all 10 grand on random comic books to like increase your chance for MCP. I think like spending 9 grand on collectibles, you know, who cares about sets? If it happens to be a set, cool. Like getting a whole lenticular card set, like okay, not bad, they're all gonna go up well. But like going out of your way to like just complete a bunch of sets, I don't know. But I do think if you have that much money, setting aside, you know, 500, maybe 1,000 gems for just like picking up a bunch of rares for Master Collector points is probably a good way. What would you buy? Should I sell and buy the things? Play the pump? I would just play the pump right now, just see how high I can go. Keep a close eye on like the market walls and stuff like that. And if there's a massive wall and you're trying to get rid of it, just bliss it for just a little bit below that wall. Oof, I'm really behind on chat. We're gonna like triple time it. Captain who? Yeah, exactly. Chris 3.4. That'll be the lowest listed Pluto on the secondary. I want Steamboat Willie so much, then go get him. I think you're the one that were asking about what to invest in, right? Between all those, maybe not. What are your top picks for the extinct list? With so many people coming on, at some point something is going to sell it completely. What are your top picks? The only things I could possibly think of that could like go really extinct is obviously something with like pretty low mints. It's probably like honestly like the NFT. It might sound silly, like the NFT that's most likely going to go extinct is probably the XL apes. With a combination of some people might take them off platform to sell on OpenSea. It's probably one of the top ones. Extremely low mints. I don't think any of them are above 1,000, right? Isn't like the black and white like even only 1,000? Plus there's an organized community behind it. So like if there's enough people organized to say like, hey, let's just delist everything, and like if there is an NFT, I think that could pull it off. It might be okay. So there's 1,400 of the black and white, 1,000 of the silver, and 500 of the ape. So I think it's a combination of like low mints. You could take it off the platform and probably make a good amount of money on OpenSea, so that could encourage people to like take it off app. And on top of that, there's like a highly organized community behind it that could just encourage people like, hey, everyone, let's all just delist our NFTs, just do it for the memes. Like who knows, right? So I do think it could be like Little Friends Apes. Like one specific one, I don't know which one specifically could pull it off, but that'd probably be my guess. But that's an interesting question, Tyrod. Dream Life TV, would you trade SR Spider-Man and R2D2 for 2 Waltz? Probably, to be honest. I think Walt will overtake Spider-Man given enough time, and having to, it just gives you so much leverage. I think given enough time, I do think Walt's gonna overtake Secret Rare Spider-Man. I've said that actually a few times. Yeah, as of right now, like the prices of them are almost intersecting. Give it 6 more months or a year, you know, they might intersect, or Spider-Man might always keep ahead, but a time will come where they'll intersect. They might go neck and neck for a while, but I do think even though Walt has 3,333 more editions, mint numbers don't really matter at the end of the day if there's just enough people or enough fans with enough money to buy them. Yeah. We're gonna get dozens and dozens of more Spider-Mans, but this could legitimately be the only appearance of Walt ever on a NFT format, except maybe if Disney does it on like their own personal like metaverse thing or whatever. But other than that, like I can't see a reason why they would. But yeah, I would trade a SR Spidey and an R2D2 for 2 Walts. There's 2 to 3 digit. There's 2 3-digit Steamboat Willies near floor. Steamboat Willie over Captain whoever. Yeah, exactly. Should I buy Minnie Mouse as well? Sure, why not? If you can afford Mickey or Donald though, I would get those instead. But if you can get Minnie, yeah, that's a great buy. Any of the lenticular cards are great. I just think gem for gem, Donald and Mickey will be your best bet, and like I think Goofy and Pluto are, you know, pretty close to Mickey. What's your thought on Batman Becky? Let me pull it up. I think Becky is pretty good, but just the fact that it was all DC in general are going to be vulnerable to they're just going to have to work twice as hard to go up in price, right? Because I think a lot of the people that do flipping have realized DC, like Batman, Superman, like that stuff is just excellent for flipping. So even though like Becky could get back up to 3,500, it'll probably take it twice as long than like if we had a like what's a similar price to this, like a rare Spider-Man. Like a rare Spider-Man, even though it's at like 1,500 right now. Where's rare Spider-Man right now? Oh, whatever. Rare Spider-Man's at 1,500 right now, but I think rare Spider-Man will hit 3,000 before Becky Cloonan does. Even though Becky Cloonan's only 1,000 away, Spider-Man has to double in price. Just because there's so many people flipping here, I think it's going to take so long. I still think it's a great NFT. It's hard because like pretty much the only black and white series NFTs that like didn't move was Todd and Rizzo, which is obviously the main 2 that everyone talks about. So basically like those are the grails, and like then everything below that, because it's DC, it's just going to get flipped to all hell. You know, it's like if FA Joker could basically lose half their price, if every other DC NFT lost half their price at some point during this crash, right? I still think it's a solid NFT, but it's not one that I would like. If you have enough gems to like buy it and hodl it long term, and you just don't care, then sure. But like if you only have 5,000 gems in your account, like I would not get Becky, in my personal opinion, because like I said before, literally every other DC NFT lost 40 to 50% of their price because of this dip. The only things that actually held their price was Todd and Rizzo. Even Jim Lee Nightwing. I know that's kind of like an OG NFT for the most part, but this is going really slow. I might have to do some stuff here. I apologize. Also, I'm like slouching around. You know what? I'm gonna stand up. This might look a little awkward. For the Horde, by the way. Any Alliance people in here need to leave, actually. I'm gonna stand up so I can project my voice and not look awkward in the camera. Let's see. But that's my take on it. I think it's a great NFT. We'll look at Nightwing too here really quick. Elsa pumping to 4K. Yeah, she did that a while ago. Not to say like, oh, that's old news. Like honestly, things just happen so fast in Veve that like, it's funny. Things that happened like 3 to 4 hours ago is like old news. It's just so funny. Like yeah, Nightwing all-time high. Even if we took it from here at 3,300, it dipped all the way down to 1,800, which is like 40%. Like, and that's not even its all-time high, right? So, like, I really think like the only DC NFTs that are like, obviously not recession-proof or like dip-proof or whatever you want to call it, is Todd and Rizzo, in my personal opinion. I do think Todd could like make a rally here. Even Rizzo dipped quite a bit. That's kind of crazy. I honestly have not looked up Rizzo because it's kind of out of most people's price range, but 2,100, it went down to 15. Went down by 25%. I mean, not terrible, but Todd hasn't really moved much. Honestly, if enough of these things kind of happen, like people were talking about Todd flipping Rizzo, like if enough of these kind of like crashes happen, like back to back or like throughout the year, like Todd could flip Rizzo. It wouldn't surprise me. Astro, so yeah, like Todd is just chilling. Just chilling. He's doing great. Let's see. You are Steamboat Willie. I was close to purchasing at 5.9K. You think it will get any lower? Now, unlikely, but it could. Kieran. Elsa's pumping to 4K. Yeah, I'm surprised you are Steamboat Willie ever got that low. Like, if I had enough gems, I would have bought another ultra rare Steamboat Willie. And I think there was a period of time where I could have, but I just didn't. I just wasn't on VV when it was probably that low. When is the best time to sell C3PO? Who knows, dude? That's tough. Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell like when's the best time to sell something, right? And I've told people this before. You're never going to time something at the top, and you're never going to time it at the bottom. When you buy, you're never going to be able to buy an NFT at its absolute bottom. You know, if you're buying Becky Cloonan right now, like, if I buy it right now, like, there's a chance, yeah, she could dip a bit more before she goes up. Like, she could go down to 1,800 or whatever, you know. Or if you try to sell her at the top, you try to sell her at 3K, but then she keeps going up to 3.5, and you're like, oh, I missed out on 500 gems. Like, you're never going to be able to time it. Like, there's so many things, so many factors, like FOMO and tweets and just so many other things that can like go into this, right? Sat Gaming, have you heard about the Labbits breeding? I have. Until VV confirms it, or until even if there is breeding, I'm not too bullish on the idea. It's just making the independent artist stuff is already pretty exclusive, just because like they're low mints for the most part. But like, if we just make them more exclusive, like, I don't know, like, it's a cool thing to like think about, but I'm not too bullish on the idea of like Labbit breeding and all that, and like creating a new NFT. Like, it seems interesting, but I'm not exactly sure how that would even play out. Like, do they destroy the parents when you make a new one? Do they mix together? Do they come up with like a new unique blockchain ID? Like, who knows? And maybe it's just because I don't understand it enough, which is why I'm like kind of crap talking it. But for the most part, I'm not too bullish on the idea of just Labbits in general. I don't know. Batman Black and White versus Golden Moments. Golden Moments. Like, you can tell across the board, almost all of the Golden Moments retain their value infinitely better than any of the Black and White series ones, except for Todd. Like, none of the Golden Moments like went down like 50%, 40%, 30. Like, they fluctuated like 15%. Like, they would go up, you know, like Wally at 1,500. It would go up to 16 or 17, then it would go down to 13, then up, and then down, then up. But during this last like 3 weeks, it was just doing this, while all the Black and Whites were just going down, and that's all they were doing. That's just my personal take. I'm not saying that Black and White series will. I'm sure a time will come where they'll just like pump really, really hard, and like they'll actually start plateauing. Like, people will take profits and stuff, but like they could find a new floor up really high. Who knows? Like, I could be wrong, but even if that does happen, I would still pick the Golden Moments in general. Tremendous, do you think Ghost Spider is going to take pump again anytime soon? Bought in way too late with FOMO. FOMO! I also need to come up with a I'm trying to come up with a name for a community account. I know I talked about this a lot, and I need to pull the trigger on it. Is a community account led by you guys. So you guys donate money. If you guys want to either donate to me directly or donate it to an account. And what I'll do is like, I'll take that money that we got on that account and say, hey, this month we got $250 or $300. And we'll put it on the account, and well, I'll ask you guys like, hey, what do we want to buy today? Do we want to buy Storms? Do we want to buy Groots? Do we want to buy Black and White series stuff? Do we want to buy Marvel? Like, I'll just put it up in a post, and you guys vote for what you want, and we'll just hold it for, you know, as long as we want. Maybe I'll be the one in charge of the selling, but for the most part, I think it would be kind of fun to have a community-led account, and we'll go through it on stream occasionally, look at the stuff. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see how that plays out. I think that's a fun idea. It's kind of like a hedge fund thing or whatever, and we'll do giveaways at like certain milestones for the account or something. I'm not entirely sure, but we need to come up with a name for the account. Like, I thought of the name FOMO King, like 420 or something like that. Like that's our names. But we'll have to come up with, you know, I don't want it to be extremely vulgar, but I think it would be funny. Want to hit 20K? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know when to sell C3PO, but Ghost Spider, I do think Ghost Spider could see, I think all the Marvel Mighties will see a slight bump. Mostly the Spider-Mans, of course, but yeah, they'll go back up. Will Steamboat go back up to 1K for uncommon? I think so. It's already pretty close to there. I think its all-time high was like 1,800. Yeah, like the Steamboat Willies, those things were really sold off, right? I will admit the Steamboat Willies are pretty volatile. At least like we still don't have that much history on them, right? They've only been out for a little bit more than a month, like 6 weeks, 6.5 weeks or so. So they haven't even been out like that long. But the thing I do like is that like the total listings are pretty much flat. It's not flying up to like 600, 700 listings like we see with a lot of other NFTs, right? Like even that, it's not that expensive of an NFT. Like what's another we could look at? Like we can look at but I do think it can get up here. Like, I mean, it peaked at 1,800. Even if we took this number down here, 1,200, 1,300. What is that? No, 1,400. Yeah, it could easily do that. It could easily go up 50%. You know, just given enough time. But if we look at like Wonder Woman, the FA, not this one. Same price, right? 800. She's pretty flat too, but she's been kind of going up and to the right. There was a huge sell-off when, you know, the CoverGirl Series 2 came out. So I think people were, you know, they expected a pump. Right here, that's when the pump happened, and then people started taking profit, and now it's just going down. Listings are going down though, so I think some people are buying up some of the Wonder Womans as well. Someone bought every Gary Frank Batman and Dick Sprang Batman up to 500 gems. That's cool. It's gonna retrace down like really hard. People are gonna start taking profits. But yeah, I mean those are good, like, which is why like I'm not chasing that pump, right? I started going for instead of Darwin Cook, I started going for Batman 71, even though it's a season 2. It's the only one that hasn't pumped yet, and I think that one had a pretty good all-time high. And you know, I might not sell it tonight or even tomorrow, but I do think like I bought it at a pretty low point. Where is it? Did I always overlook it because it just looks like it looks so generic, but yeah, I bought it at 240, and that's the thing. Like, even though I bought it at 240 and the floor is still 240, but I mean, it jumps up like 25 gems on that first page. Like, I only need it to move up. I only need it to like move up 5 or 6 gems in order for me to get profit. Like, I mean, it seems kind of silly, right? But if there's ever a point where you just get like buyer's remorse, you're just like, oh, I'll just sell it for a small profit, whatever. But with like Marvel and Disney, you don't really have that option. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just realized I'm muted. You're so funny, I think you'll start over. I can give you the abridged version, which is why I need to, good God, I'm behind on chat. I did not expect this many people to jump in chat and ask me a million questions, so I apologize. It's funny because, like, I remember when Randy Chavez streamed months and months and months ago, I'd watch him, and he would answer every question, you know, in depth and think about it, and he'd be behind on chat. Now I think he's kind of learned to, like, just kind of fly through. He's still behind on chat, but he just, like, flies through chat because there's so many questions, and as much as I want to give an in-depth answer and give a reason why, and here's the future potential and all that stuff, it's just, like, too much. In my opinion. If I had to pick between those two, though, will Steamboat Willie go up to 1K? Yes. Ever Gary Frank, that's crazy. Custodial holders, I don't know what that means. Will a common Steamboat outperform Mickey or Minnie? I said it'll probably outperform Minnie, but not Mickey. Faye Kai Long versus Batgirl. Do you see similar price? What's your choice? I would say neither, and I'd probably get a Storm, but if you had to pick between those two, I'd say Faye Kai Long. I don't think the cover girl will do that well. What about FA Wonder Woman, you think? I was just looking her up. I think it's actually not a bad time to buy her. Listings are going down. She's actually holding her value right now, and I do think we could see some sort of small reversal right now. I kind of think like ultra rare, uncommon Steamboat Willie might outperform her, but again, it's just because I do think like the DC NFTs have to work twice as hard to go up because of flippers, but we'll see. I like Donald over John T. Jig. Your thoughts? That's fine. Yeah, I agree. I would almost put Donald Duck is like in between John T. Jig and what's it called? Happy Whistle. But it's probably closer to Happy Whistle than John T. Jig for sure. Today's comic drop, I got it and it was taking my payments and it errored out. So you didn't get one? Nogi All-Star? That's crazy. Yeah, I should contact Vivi about that or something. I don't win comic drops ever, so it's fine. Oscar Huerta, I have the set of lenticular. Any other recommendations, Oscar? Golden Moments. I don't know how many gems you have to like invest in, so there's a huge difference between having 500 gems and 5,000 gems to invest, so kind of need to know like how many gems you want to invest in. Like also, it seems like you like Mickey stuff or like Disney, so I kind of points me in the right direction. Is that boy Keo has Nightwing dropped in Pro CR? Yeah, it dropped quite a bit during this drop, during like the most recent dip. So I just came in here, never in here to say never will this be a short stream. Love your streams, bro. You're an animal. Thanks, I appreciate it. Hobby, hi, should I sell 4 Donald Ducks for 1 Goofy? No. Do not do that. Gem for gem Donalds are better than Goofy, in my opinion. Like if someone asked me, should I take 4 Donalds or 1 Goofy? I would say get the 4 Donalds. Liquid Momentum, sorry. Batman Beyond was Terry McGinnis. He was in high school. Oh, he was in high school. Okay, cool. That's what I thought. I thought he was like early 20s. Maybe he was like late teens. Off Time Drive, there's a Batman Beyond and the physical Batman White Line. I have one. It's a good piece. Nice. Joe Matt is really heating up. It's kind of crazy. It's had a 60% increase from 2 days ago. Yeah, dude, that's nuts. It's it was at like 1150. Now it's at 1600 or something, I think. Half Bit, the spicy clue is Boba Fett NFT. That's what some people have been saying. Some people think it's going to be a Boba Fett NFT because there's some spice trade stuff going on. That's what the war was fought over. I'll be honest, I watched the first 2 episodes of Boba Fett. I still have not caught up on the show, but I really don't care about spoilers or anything like that, but I do need to watch the show, I think, before the end of this weekend. Or at the very least, the end of this month, but I'd like to watch it like before Sunday. Off Time Drive, also, to answer your question from earlier, his bat symbol is red. Okay, little mini wings coming out as he flies, kind of like the web things. Okay, that's cool. I have 7K gems. What should I get? I was thinking C-3PO maybe. I really like the character. Yeah, dude, if you really like the character and like, yeah, C-3PO is pumped a bit. It's still not too late though. It's unfortunate you didn't come to me like a day ago. I mean, I didn't stream yesterday, but you know, yesterday would have been a great time to buy him, but it might be a bit risky to wait till like a week or like the end of the month to see if he like retraces now like below 4.8, because I think that's the last time I saw him was at 4.8. I could pull it up on my phone too to get like more of a live thing. And I appreciate you guys telling me I'm muted. I'm gonna skip all that stuff when we get there. You guys were probably like livid at me. Like, what the hell? All right, C3PO. He's at 4.9 right now. He's kind of running away a bit. Yeah, I would still say C3PO. Yeah, C3PO, and then what, the last 2,000 gems? If you still want to stick with golden moments, like Wally's not terrible or anything like that. I don't know how the Avengers logo's doing that hot right now. It actually doesn't surprise me. Yeah, that. And then I think getting lenticular cards actually instead of Wally. You could still get Wally, but I do think getting lenticular cards with the last 2K was probably the move. Get like a Donald, a Mickey. That still leaves you with like 500 left over to pick up, you know, Batman or something like that if you want. It's up to you. Marin. Mark Rogal thinking about getting 500 more gems to get Supergirl, Uncommon Deadpool, and Rare Storm. What's your opinion on that play? To get Supergirl, not a big fan of that one. Uncommon Deadpool is fine, and Rare Storm. I'm not sure about Rare Storm. Not feeling too hot about that one either. It's a bit of a, not even a risky play, but you know what I would get if I had 500 gems? If you want to just simplify it, is this. Ben Riley. Just simplify it. Get one NFT. This guy will, I think he's a spring and he's ready to just skyrocket. The fact that he's below 500 right now, he had an all-time high of 1100. He has candle at 800, 2 resistances at 900 and basically 850. The listings are starting to plateau and if not go down a little bit. Let me actually check right now. I think like, again, not financial advice. If you just want to get one NFT, it's extremely hard to pass up on Ben Riley at 500 right now. But if you didn't want to get Ben Riley, I'm not sure if you're interested in more like flipping. Even if that's the case, I'd probably still get like at least a Zombie Hunter Spider-Man. I was gonna try and recommend some like the black and white stuff, but like it's just being weird right now. Like some stuff is pumping, some stuff it's already on its way down, some stuff hasn't moved. You know, Deadpools aren't bad. You know, I'm kind of curious what the snow globes are doing. Even though people just use those for flipping, I think it's still like not a bad NFT for like flipping. I don't know if you're trying to go for more flipping, Mark Rogal, or not, but it's really hard to pass up on Ben Riley, in my opinion. But in my opinion, I wouldn't go with Supergirl or even Rare Storm. If you ask again here a bit later, like if you're not about the Ben Riley, let me know and I'll dig in a bit more. I'm just trying to catch up with chat, so I apologize. Joe Mad pumping one listing, blocking 1.7K. Yeah, that's crazy. It's crazy, Modric. I think that FE Artificial might have something to do with the Joe Mad, Becky, Joe, Rizzo. There are only 3 character pieces that will ever have that FE distinction, and Joe is the most affordable. Possibly, but like, don't the other ones still have the... I don't think... Oh, those probably don't have like those tags, huh? The rest of the black and whites don't have that tag, right? Did I just like completely botch that whole like thought process that I had earlier? Like, let me look up this random one. Oops. Or is it not updated on the app yet? Because as far as I know, no, they don't have the FA or like the FE tag or whatever. Yeah, that's crazy. I did not know that. Are you guys gonna make me FOMO into a Joe Mad right now? It's probably too late. I don't even have enough to afford the floor right now. Just shy. That's fine. Not gonna chase a pump. There's plenty of opportunity. That's the other thing too. Like people think like, oh my god, this is the only opportunity to make profits. Like there's plenty of opportunities. Like multiple times a week, there's opportunities to make profit. Someone on Facebook group accidentally sold Batman Rizzo Mint for something for 2.1K instead of 21K. That's rough. Sell Pluto for Minnie and Mickey and 200 gems for Minnie and Mickey. No, I would just keep it. It's moving. That's like a sideways move in my opinion, and like you're just eating an 8.5% fee. And what are you gonna do with those extra 200 gems, right? I just don't see much that you can even do with that. I'm really starting to think that Pluto is gonna go all the way down to 800s. I don't think so. I mean, if it does, he'll rebound back up, right? I still think Pluto's gonna outperform Donald. It's just Donald, like, so it's gonna go Minnie and it's gonna go Daisy, Minnie. I don't even know how you guys are gonna view this. Let me look at myself to make sure I'm doing this right. All right, so left to right. So it's gonna go Daisy, Minnie, Mickey, Donald. Donald and Pluto are gonna be pretty close, but like I wouldn't sell one for the other, to be honest. Like if you have a Pluto, I wouldn't sell it for Donald, and I wouldn't sell Donald and like a few extra gems for Pluto. I want to do either one of those things. And then Goofy, right? I know it seems, that was probably just overdone, but whatever. You know what I mean? I wouldn't do that. Just hodl Pluto. Isn't rare undervalued? Hobby. I haven't looked at Groot at all, like in a minute, to be honest. Rare undervalued. For like a fully animated NFT, probably. But I mean, at this point, like literally everything on the app's undervalued, right? Except for some of the black and white series stuff, like that's like hard pumping. Yeah. I don't know, like it's gonna be profitable. If you buy it and you wait long enough, it's gonna be profitable. So I don't know about undervalued. The thing I do like is the listings are pretty much a plateau, and if not, they're actually going down a bit. So that could be some indication that could be going up quite a bit. I think it's a pretty decent investment. It's probably one of the better ones, I would say, for 200. It just needs more history. Again, it's only like 6 weeks or something like that. Like a lot of the festive stuff is kind of hard to judge unless it's like FA Deadpool or something like that. Then I do like those. Daniel Marquez with the comments. I appreciate that. Off drive trouble with black and white is it was so much easier to stack back then, and there are still a ton of people with high inventory with the ability to flip up. Pretty much. One lady delisted like 20 Wonder Womans at 800. Yeah, because she probably knows the listing is going up, or like the prices are going up. I just bought Mini. Good call. Yeah, that's a fantastic call, Anthony. Like, there might have been a bit more potential for like Ben Riley, but like Mini is just gonna be more consistent. So I think that's a perfectly good call. Wifey age? Wife age? I don't know. Do you think network effect, meaning more mints, will gain more scarcity? I think with blockchain, gaming, and metaverse, you'll benefit more by owning a collectible NFT that's owned by a lot of people. I don't know. So to be more expensive because more people own it? I don't think that's the case. At least games that I played like that. Like I do have a history in doing like Team Fortress 2 hat trading. And if there's a lot of one hat, it just tends to perform lower. If one hat is just more common than the others, they just sell for cheaper. You know, that's just, it's pretty much just how it's worked. Unless there's something exclusive to like certain commons or an ability or whatever it is. That's the only thing I can think of, but even then it's, yeah, probably not. Mike's not on, yeah, exactly. My bad. Do you think Super Throw will pass up Todd, or too very close? Maybe. Given enough time, I do think Todd is like ready to spring too, right? Just give him enough time, and I think he could pull it off. He's not gonna know until he gets through chat. Yeah, believe it or not. Let's remind him where to cut off. 5 minutes later, mic not on. Vibes, your mic is off. Just bought Mini. I think that's a good call. Yeah, I saw that. You think I should buy Marvel comic #1? Yeah, dude, it's a great comic. It's literally the grail. It's the crown jewel of comics, right? If you mean the common, yeah, that's great. I think that's probably one of the better investments. It's a more of a slow and steady investment, but occasionally comics do pop off, and especially when you like least expect them to. They don't seem to. They kind of go at their own pace. They don't seem to react much to like the collectibles at all, unless there's like. Maybe if there's like if they do a Miles Morales drop this month, then like maybe the Miles Morales first appearance thing will like pump a bit. But other than that, I do think in my opinion, I do think comics are more for master collector / a long-term hold kind of thing. So if you're buying a comic and you're not planning on flipping it or whatever, it's like, you're kind of saying like, all right, I'm buying this and I'm like putting these gems away for a long time and I'm not going to use it to flip, buy more stuff, take advantage of any new drops. But some people still sell comics for drops and stuff. Do you think Donald will jump past Pluto? No. I mean, if it is, it's going to be very, very temporary. Sell Black Panther SR for AMS #1 rare, do you think? Votron, I do not know. I could pull that up very quick. I do want to... I appreciate you guys slowing down chat for me. I could tell you guys did that for me. So, the new Black Panther comic, so this one's 777. I'm at the floor right now. His, what was it? It's kind of upsetting that it's not showing the art or anything. His pimp hand. I need to cover this. Vault value still out of date. I don't think I've updated that in like 2 months. Kind of given up. 777 for what? A rare Amazing Spider-Man #1. Let me see the Amazing Spider-Man. Like this is like way too early to even tell. Uncommon, secret rare. Rare. Okay. Did I pass it? Yeah, there it is. For 605, let's see. I'm just gonna like look at the numbers here. I'll be honest, like typically when it comes to like new drops, even the secret rares still go down eventually over time. I know that Black Panther is like awesome cover art and stuff, but at the same time, there's not really, the first appearances aren't that relevant in the grand scheme of things when it comes to like the actual Black Panther and other like superheroes in general. So would I do it? Maybe? I don't know, that's a tough call. You would have to ask someone that's a bit more well-versed in like comics and stuff. Either you get a rare or you can get like a common Marvel Comics like #1. I don't know, what's Marvel Comics at? That or you can get like what? You can get an uncommon of this and still have decent amount of mints left over. Yeah, I'm not too sure. I'm not like a huge what's it called? Like comic person, so I can't tell you like what's worth more than what, and like, oh, the rare of this is worth more than the uncommon of that, and you should have like, I don't know those kind of numbers. And I bet you even the comic guys don't know too, because these are all like exclusive cover arts, so it's hard to tell. Esteban, should I trade a rare and common Spider-Man for a Wally? Probably not. I'd say no. At that point, again, we're just like chasing pumps, and Spider-Mans will have their day. Hell, Spider-Mans could literally pump tomorrow. Same thing with all the lenticular cards. They could all literally pump tomorrow because the market is actually doing stuff and actually reacting to these like FAFE tags, and like that could just be enough to stimulate the market to like wake up. Like, all right, guys, like wake up. We're not gonna like. Odds are we're probably not gonna have Pokemon at the end of the month. We're probably not gonna have a huge IP. Maybe we'll have Boba Fett. Like that's cool, but like you know, we can actually start doing stuff on the market now. So I would say no. I would just hold on to them. Both of those are great NFTs. Gregory Perry got a 2435 common Steamboat Willie for 690. I'm pumped. Dude, that's sick. That's a pretty low mint too, because those have like 16,000 mints or something like that. It's 18,000. Dude, that's awesome. That's like a bottom, what, like, it's a bottom like 10%? No, bottom like 15 or 20% mint, and you got it for below 700. That's sick. That's awesome, Perry. Or Gregory. Plex, F.A. Harley Quinn or Steamboat Willie? Common? It's kind of a tough call. I think Harley short term, because all the other like NFTs and like the black and white stuff are kind of pumping. But long term, I think mid-term Steamboat Willie, but I think give it enough time, hopefully F.A. Harley gets some respect. I'd probably still say Steamboat Willie just because it's a safer pick. And it's not, the DC stuff is just gonna take longer to pump. Well, thanks for that, good call. I'm assuming that's the Ben Riley, yeah. C3PO pump, dude, it's going nuts. Safa Tracos, one of my good friends bought one just the other day. He actually consolidated a couple other NFTs, bought a C3PO, I think at 4.4, 4.3. And now it's where it's at now. I'm like, good call. That's a very good call on the C3PO. I like the idea of Ben Riley and Zombie Hunter SM for 500 gems. I like the idea of diversifying to flip, but I'm not opposed to a long-term hold. Yeah, I mean, you could also flip those too. I just think like Ben Riley's gonna pump so hard that you could just flip him at 800, 900, 1,000, like if you want to. Like that's totally a legit move. I just think Ben Riley right now is one of the NFTs that has the most potential to just 2x, in my personal opinion. Would you sell Homer and Bart and pay 800 gems for an Iron Man, or just hodl? I would just hodl, and with that 800 gems, oof. I was gonna say like pick up Donald, but Donald's like pushing 900 now, huh? Like Mickey's still good. Mickey's still great. Yeah, dude, that 8.5% fee sucks. Most of the time, I would not, just as a hit, I would typically, most of the time, I would not trade golden moments for other golden moments. It's I know it's a case-by-case basis, but like if I feel like the Avengers logo, like if you said Avengers logo plus like 400 gems, I'd be like, yeah, I think honestly Avengers logo, it could go up a bit more, but I think it's not the best NFT. But yeah, smash that like button. This job isn't easy, and it's very educational. Top channel, dude. Thank you so much for Under the Sun. Yes, very educational until you meet your mic for 20 minutes. That's also really cool too. Yeah, so very educational, very, very smart. But dude, thank you so much for Under the Sun. I appreciate that. Just keep adding. Yeah, just keep adding. Don't trade. That's what I say. I agree with Tucson Collectibles. Just keep adding. Very rarely will I ever sell a golden moment or trade a golden moment for a golden moment or something like that. If you said 2 golden moments for this, I don't know. Like most of the time I'm gonna say no, but there are some very niche cases where I might say yes. Any idea what the cheapest SR comic is? 3GP Media. You know what I do to look up stuff like that, because it's kind of hard to look it up on here, is Veve Set List. I'll show you right here. So there's a site called Veve Set List, and it shows you, and I like, you can obviously use this to look at master collector points and stuff. So what I typically do when I'm looking for the cheapest SR comic is I go on here, and what it does is it compares the cheapest price. You know, it shows the cheapest comics per master collector point. So what that means is whatever is the cheapest one for each master collector point dollar wise is going to be obviously just the cheapest secret rare. So we'll see. So the cheapest secret rare is Daredevil number 25 at 340 gems. Now I'm not sure how up to date this is. I'm assuming it's probably up to date. Let's see. I would say so, yeah, because it has the like new comics up here at the top if it's not up to date. But check out this site. It's called VeveSetlist.com. I'll type it in chat too. VeveSetlist.com. I will say, what the hell did I just do? I just did something nutty. What did I do? I just did something I did not mean to do. Okay. I think I just messed something. My chat is covering my whole screen, and there's like no option to like minimize, click away, or like do anything. I do not know what to do. I think I might have hit like a hotkey or something like that, because I cannot. I do not know what I clicked. I clicked something and I literally can't see. Like my chat's covering my entire left screen, and there's like no way to close it out. Is there a hotkey you guys know that can like change this? But I will say though, if you are trying to go for master collector points, whoever that is, I'm gonna have to like really crank my neck because chat is covering up the whole screen now. If you're going for master collector points, just get rares. You could legitimately buy 6 rares and get 3 times as many points. Maybe not 3 times as many, but you can definitely get twice as many points just getting 6 unique rares. So like get a Daredevil 25, then a Peter Parker, then a Peter Parker, then this. Yeah. What is this, dude? I do not know what shortcut I hit, but it like, chat is covering my entire screen right now. All right, I'm gonna have to close chat and reopen it because this is like ridiculous. All right, I think I fixed it. There we go. I'm like, I cannot see anything. Let me catch up. But yeah, sorry, yeah, 3 GP media. If you're going for master collector points, I would not buy an SR comic. I would just, I would get 6 rares instead for like the same price. Daniel Jovic, is it debatable that the Sorcerer's Hat label is changing to FE? A lot of people would consider Sorcerer's Hat a character. Maybe. It is a character. As far as I know, like I think it's also up to like Veve, but I feel like it's also up to the licensor as well to determine if it's a character or not. Because I did buy a Sorcerer's Hat earlier today for like 4.3k. And I'm kind of curious to see. I think it is. I think because these are all 3D collectibles, we'll have to see. Because like there is the Pizza Planet truck, there's the skateboard. Like those are objects and not people, right? So it's hard to tell. Maybe it's mostly like the format, right? Maybe it's more of like a format thing because it has like a base and it's like a 3D statue. Maybe that's why. Who knows? Sell Jason Fab and Catwoman for John T. Jig or Mickey and Friends. Jason Fabric and Catwoman. Let's see. I should probably switch off of comics. We're at 420 right now. He has a lot of room to move, but again, DCs are just going to have to work twice as hard because of all the flippers. Even though like this has a lot more room to move, like, people are probably going to start taking profit at like 230, 240. I think selling that and Catwoman for a Mickey is not a terrible move. Again, both of them have a lot of room to move, but I do think like the Mickey and Friends lenticular card could maybe net you more profit than both of those. Because I really think like Mickey and Friends could go up, you know, 200, 300 gems before Jason Fabric goes up 150. You know, just because he has to work twice as hard to go up, right? But again, I could be wrong. I have no idea. Like the Black and White series stuff is so low that maybe people were just like, let them buy it up. Mojo Jojo or Little Friends Black and White? If I had, like, if you had a gun to my head, I would say Little Friends Black and White. But if you want my honest opinion, I would say neither. I would say neither. Like, what is the Black and White one for? I should probably put black, but Little Friends. Oh, it's only 360 or 380. Trying to think of some like alternatives to that price point. And then Mojo Jojo, how much is he? Or are you like a monkey memer? If it's all about the monkey, if it's about the memes, I would say Little Friends Black and White still. Yeah, Mojo Jojo's 400. Yeah, I would say Black and White Friends, Little Silver. Little Friends. I keep saying Little Silver because I've owned like the Little Friends Silver like 2 or 3 times. I've never actually owned the Black and White. Isn't there over 30,000 of that comic though? Pass? Of which one? I don't think like that's the average, right? Pretty much every comic that's ever been released has always had 30,000 or 60,000. Rich buddy, so I don't know which one you're talking about. Matt Smith, do you think Iron Man in particular is undervalued compared to other gold moments? Yes, that and Elsa, I would say. I think Sorcerer's Hat is still very undervalued. I think just a lot of people just aren't like huge Disney fans. They like know the relevance of like having the sorcerer's hat. But I do think Elsa and Iron Man are both very undervalued as well. Or just like they have the most room to grow, let's say. I don't think they're, you know, undervalued is an extremely arbitrary word. But yeah, I think they still, I think those are the two NFTs, or the two golden moments that have the most room to grow. Mickey hat has a good amount, but it's not gonna like 2x or do something crazy. RB, yep. Yes, sir. I don't know what that means. Mark Rogal, I'm a comic book collector. Today's comic, although had some first appearances, and there's going to be Disney Plus Wakanda show. It didn't blow my skirt up. Fantastic Four 52 would have been better. Yeah, exactly. Is that the first appearance of actually like Black Panther? But that's cool, Mark Rogal, that you're a comic book collector. I mean, you should also check out vvrank.com if you haven't. I don't know how new you are to this space, Mark, but vvrank.com has all the comics ranked by Sleepin' Comics. There's another content creator, longtime comic book collector as well, but he has his like tier list of all the NFTs on the platform. He put Amazing Spider-Man 252 at the top of S tier just because of the extremely low mints of like 1,000. Before that, all of our mints were either 30,000 or 60,000. I did not know the Green Goblin one had 70,000, to be honest. But that's just the majority of them. But like this one, it was just an extremely limited run. I think it's just expensive just because of its low number. But he has Marvel Comics #1 at the top, Amazing Spider-Man, Daredevil, Fantastic Four, all #1s at the top. Fantastic Four #5, that's the first appearance of Doctor Doom. Ultimate Fallout, which is Miles Morales. People think there's some huge moves that are going to be made in like the MCU. PS4 games like Into the Spider-Verse, all that stuff. The other Spider-Mans, of course, Green Goblin, Doc Ock, like first appearances, Carnage first appearance. So pretty cool stuff. If you haven't checked out that site, it's called vvrank.com. But like, let me fly through chat. I know I've been behind most of this chat, so I apologize. Okay, 2 C-3POs or all on Donald Duck's biggest order. How many Donald Ducks is that? So C3PO. Oh God. I'm just gonna type in golden moments because it gets a little bit weird when you do. I think it's because I do a O instead of a 0 for C-3PO technically. No, what the? No. Come on. Come on. All right, there we go. C-3PO at 5K. He's at 5K, so what? So 10K. You're gonna spend 10K. Fun enough, son. Do you have 2 C-3POs? If you have 2, just keep them. But if you have 10K laying around and like those are the only 2 options, I would probably say Donald Ducks at this point. Short term, like short to mid term. I don't know. That's such an obscure question. I don't know. I wish I could help you out more. I don't know if it's you own 2 C-3POs or you own 10K or what, but or it's just like a not a rhetorical question, but just like it's a theoretical question. While getting finally some love, yep. Do you think MTL will cause a massive dip market wide? Do you think it will cause more people to become comfortable enough to get in that we're staying up? First question, yes, but no. Like massive dip? Unlikely. I do think people are just gonna panic sell. There are a lot of people on Veve that are just quick on the trigger to react to anything, but also I think there's gonna be more than enough whales and more than enough gems on the app to just scoop floors. You know, if C-3PO goes back down to 3.8, 3.9, like it's hard to see him going below 4 again anytime soon. And if he does, whales are just gonna like, there's certain like walls of like price points that like whales will just like not let things go below, not even whales, but just people in general. Like, you know, whales will probably scoop it. Then if it goes down again, like you just have your generic, not generic, but like your average user pick it up too, right? Like there's just certain price walls that like people will just not let certain things get below unless there's enough pressure. And do you think it will cause more people to be? Yeah, I would say so. Like I definitely know like my roommate and a lot of my other friends in general would be more comfortable with the app if you're able to cash out as well, right? But then again, you know, sometimes if you wait that long, I mean, look, you know, If you would have just started buying C3PO, or if you would have got on the app a while ago, C3PO's 1K. Yeah, this is the kind of stuff that happens if you just kind of wait for the guarantee, right? Which is why we suggest, and including myself, like don't mortgage your house or don't do anything crazy to buy these NFTs. Like, only spend what you're comfortable losing. Turned you are Ben and you are Spidey into the full card set, 3 Donalds and an R2 today. I think it made a decent play, but would love to get your opinion on it. Dude, that's great. And honestly, I'm kind of doing the same. Like, I think I might slowly start making my way from Spider-Man's to Disney's, just like in general. So I think that's a very good play. Could there have been a moment where Spider-Man's are pumping and like the cards slow down and R2, like maybe, but it's just too risky. Again, I think as long as you just lock in the NFTs, like, dude, those are all fantastic too. Like, you got the card set, you got a little extra stack of Donalds, so you could sell those off to make a bit of profit. So when they hit 1.2, 1.3, 1.5, you can sell each of those off, and then you can make other plays as new drops come, and you got an R2. That's really solid. Who knows? Maybe there could be a point where you're able to sell off those Donalds, and then you accumulated some other value somewhere else, and then you can pick up C3PO. That'd be sick. Marin, so your advice is basically stack up on golden moments. I need that Avengers logo to complete the set, but paying so much for a dull NFT is hard. Yeah, then don't do it. Like, who cares? The set does nothing other than give you more master collector points, like, which is nice. Like, you get the bonus, I think initially of like 100 points for completing the set, but then after that you get a small bonus day after day for having the set. But like, who cares? Like, if you don't think it's cool, like, just get something else. Like, I still think that like Wally's gonna do better than Avengers logo, like, long term. So don't do it. That's what I'm saying. Like, I used to care about sets a lot, and I've been kind of like, every time I had a set, I always just ended up breaking it, like literally within like a month or two, because it's like, I don't need this. I either keep like the highest tier thing, like I did with my Steamboat Willie set, like I kept my ultra rare Steamboat Willie, or it's like the lenticular card collection where I sold off like, all right, Minnie, Mickey, I had an extra Donald, I sold that off, and then I sold off Pluto, and then I still have Goofy right now, mainly because he wasn't profitable at any point to sell him. I did buy him not high, I bought him at like 3.6, 3.5. But even then, I always found out I was always breaking my sets. Like, I completed the set, I'm like, cool. All right, some of these are not doing that well, or whatever it is. Like, I feel like, look at the set, think of like which one's gonna do the best, and like, buy that one grail or that one thing, and then just stack up on whatever you think is gonna be the best, like gem for gem. I wonder how much Hero for Hire #1, Ultra Rare, and SR will go up in the long run. I have no idea, Dream Hawaii. I'm not sure if that's a huge comic or not. It doesn't sound like it. And believe it or not, like, not every comic is just gonna run up in price forever, right? Like, some comics might stay at their price right now forever, and others might only go up 10 or 20%, and that's it forever. Who knows? Like, who knows what the actual price of these comics are gonna be? But like, no two comics, just like no two collectibles are equal, right? You know, Kripkins and, you know, certain independent artist stuff is not just going to run up in price forever. Like, eventually they're going to find a plateau or a range where they just sit between, you know, 1K and 1500, like, forever. That could be a thing. Gregory Perry, legitimate golden moment question. I was lucky as fuck on drop and got pizza truck 13139. I'm holding, obviously. What do you think is currently worth, your opinion? Entirely depends on what you see on Veve, right? So if we pull up golden moments on here, I just look at what the other mints are going for, right? So I go to Pizza Planet truck, I just go to rarity or low mint, and yours is what, 139? 139. I just look around this. So on the front page, there's none below 10K. There's a 9.9, or I should say there's a 6, that's a million, sorry, not a K. All right, so there is one person that has it for 5K. And you have a what? 139? I know I said this earlier. 139. So you have to also look like above and below you, right? Like, you even have to look at some of the 200s. So it looks like there's nothing listed for below 4.3K, like up and around you, right? So, like, what is it worth? I couldn't tell. Like, when you look at prices, and like they range wildly between 11K to 6.3 to 9 to 9 million. I mean, you don't take those seriously, right? But like, if you wanted to get rid of it like ASAP, I would say like 3.9K if you wanted to get rid of it, like, and still maximize your profit. Like that might take a bit of time, but if you want to just hold on to it, or not hold on to it, but like if you just want to put up a price and if it sells, you're happy with it. I can't tell you what that, I'm not sure what that price is. I mean, who knows? Maybe you just throw it up for, I mean, you're going to have to be cheaper than that 117, right? You know, put it up for, you know, 1.8 or something. Maybe just barely undercut that 142, but just a bit below that 5K guy. Maybe put it in between there. I don't know. It's up to you. Like if you think it's worth a ton long term, I don't know what you would do to instead of it. If you, I mean, if you sold it for 4K, you would get what, what if I said what, 4.8 or something? Sold it for 4.8, you end up getting what, 4.4, 4.3K in profit. Not profit, but you know, whatever that is. I mean, you can grab an Elsa for that. You can grab an Iron Man and still have like 1,000 gems left over for other things. Like there's some moves to be had, but it's up to you whether you want to sell it or not. Like I just look at what's around it and like, all right, if I'm trying to sell it like right now, like I have to undercut the people like above and below me, because there are some people that are like, all right, I could buy this 139 or I could just buy this 250, you know, the mint number 250 for like 20% less. Like I'm just gonna do that. Like some people are willing to like pay a premium, but not like a massive premium, right? Where are you from, Vibes? I'm originally from Northern California. I lived in the Bay Area for quite some time. Well, I lived in the Central Valley for a while, Northern California, then the Bay Area, then now I'm in Arizona. So I've been in Arizona for, I don't know, 4 years, 3.5 years, and been in California for the first 27 years of my life. So you guys can do the math on that. Vibes just farted? Probably. My collectibles, congrats on the hat. Yeah, it was, I think it was a decent pickup. Part of me was like, should I have grabbed like an Elsa or like an Iron Man instead? But like, I don't know, talking with, dude, I keep forgetting his name. Something stuff. It's terrible that I forgot his name. But he got me pretty bullish on the idea of like the Mickey hat and all that. And I still think it has a lot of room to grow. I think like Elsa, Iron Man, and Mickey hat still have a ton of room to grow. Do I think they're like all going to surpass C3PO? Probably not. Maybe Mickey hat will, as well as like Elsa. I think Iron Man will always be a little bit behind C3PO or like in tandem with it. It's so hard to tell with these, like, because the interesting thing is like each golden moment, there's like Star Wars and then Pixar and then, you know, the Homer and Bart, which I think is Fox, and then, or used to be Fox. And then we have the Mickey hat alongside the Elsa, right? Those two were alongside each other. So it's hard. Like you're basically pitting like different IPs or like different fan bases against each other. And it's like, I don't know. Like at the end of the day, it's hard to tell. Let's go. Bob Bobby. Hi, dude. Thank you so much, dude. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm not going to be on for much longer. I'm trying to get better about not having my streams run for like 4 or 5 hours. So it's been a little over 2 hours right now. So I probably won't be on. I'm trying to get better. I need to make a schedule so you guys know like how long I'm actually going to be on. I think my streams anywhere between like 2 to 3 hours is fine. But anything beyond 3 hours, it starts really wearing on me. And then I start answering the same questions over and over and over. And so I do want to, A, not mute myself for 20 minutes, but also B, you know, make sure I'm saving you guys time as well as mine. Hobby, I think people are sleeping on the Ultimate Fallout 4 comic. Miles Morales is going to be big going forward, in my opinion. I agree. I think my collectibles, like a lot of people sleep in comics, like a lot of the comic book collector people are just saying in general, like, yeah, it's going to do well. Executive Speak, set list is a great spot for value MCP points. Lesson, best returns for points are low-level comic rares. Remember Chrono Season 2, best bang for your buck for MCP points. I agree. I hate Golden Ape, good or no? I would just spend it on the other golden stuff, like the actual golden moments. Like, that's what I'd rather do personally. Now, I will agree, if you're a risky boy and you're feeling bad, I don't know, we have to wait for some more Immutable X thing, because, like, who knows? Immutable X could be crazy. There's a lot of ape gang people out there. There are a lot of, like, ETH millionaires that are probably all about, like, the you know, Ape No Hurt Ape, Monkey Gang, Gorilla Gang kind of thing. Who knows? Like if you're one of the first like handful of people to put your little friend's gold on Immutable X, like you could sell that for, you know, I don't know how much ETH is now, but you could sell it for, you know, 10 to 15 grand in ETH. And then you could change that to OMI, and then you could use that OMI to buy NFTs, or now you have OMI now. So it's like, there are, I'm not writing off Little Friends Gold yet, just because like the meme is real, and like the people that do believe in those memes like do have a ton of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and that kind of stuff. So it's, we really have to just see how this whole Immutable X thing plays off. So is it a huge risk? Yes, but I would still rather spend that 5K on literally C3PO or Elsa and then something else, or you know, lenticular cards or the Spider-Man's, whatever it is. That's just my opinion. Holy smokes, Mark Rogal, have a great night, dude. Dude, thank you so much for the Canadian doll hairs. We got quite a few Canadians up in here, including My Collectibles. You're Canadian, right? I think so. I think so. Yeah. I think it was by the way you said sorry last time we were on stream together. So I'm gonna like triple time it through chat because I do want to get through. There's a lot of great people online right now, so I do want to triple time it and get through all the guys. With that dirt bike outside, yeah, dude, I have to keep my window open because it's Arizona. Like, even though it's still winterish, but like until it gets like really late at night, so it's like actually cooling off. It's pretty cool air right now, but like I'm on like one of the busiest roads in like the greater part of like Phoenix, and it does get loud. So sometimes you get people like just peeling out and stuff. So Daisy Mini for an uncommon steamboat? No, just hold him. Yeah, just hold it. I was gonna give a new explanation, Theo Remy, but I would just say no. Not to be rude, but it's just I'm trying to get through these. What do you think of Spider-Man 2099? Is it a great buy right now? Let me look at it. To be honest, I sold mine a couple days ago. Yeah, I'm kind of glad I sold it because I sold mine for I think like 2.6 or 2.7K ish. I think just like all the other Marvel Mighties, it's gonna do well. I think it relies a little bit too much on the gamification part of like the Veve verse, and like once the Veve verse announcement comes out, then like people are gonna be hype and stuff. But I think it just leans a little bit too much on that, in my personal opinion. But I do think Spider-Man 29 is gonna be great, and he's gonna be in like the next movie, I think, or that could make an appearance. I do think there's some catalysts for him right now. I'm trying to think of like what you could buy instead for this much. Like, I'm thinking like if you like Spider-Man or Disney, like in my mind, I'm thinking like, okay, you can grab a Wally plus you grab like a Wally, a Ben Reilly, and then still have 400 gems to play with, like with that combo right there. You might have a little bit less than that, probably like 300, but still. Or the lenticular cards, right? Lenticular cards, you could go with, I don't know, it depends. But I do think there's better options than Spider-Man 2099. Boogaloo Booga, indeed. John, there is also 35K and 55K for comic edition sizes. Interesting. Yeah, so they're kind of in that range, right? Mark Rogal, I've been here 3 weeks. I like VV rank. I agree with pretty much all his ranks. I'm trying to branch out into collectibles, so I've been checking out your streams for about 10 days now. Nice. Mark, you can't go, and interestingly enough, like, obviously Disney does not have comics, and like you might be tempted to like, and I don't think buying Batman stuff, like FA Joker, FA Harley, like any of that stuff is like bad by any means. I just think if you make those purchases, you might have to wait a little bit longer for those to go up versus Disney and Spider-Man and like Marvel, I mean, in general. I do think FA Joker and those guys will have their day. It just might take a bit longer. But Disney collectibles, and I hope you're also listening to other content creators too. There's a lot of other great content creators that have differing opinions. There's things we agree on. When you watch multiple content creators, and a lot of them agree on the same thing or like the same NFT, that's probably one to look at. Don't just go out and buy it, but that's one to definitely look at. Should I sell a couple of Mickey and Friends cards to get DJ DS? So many of these questions. So many people just chasing pumps. So many. Should I sell this for Iron Man? Should I sell this for Elsa? Like the lenticular cards are fantastic. They are legitimately probably going to be the next things to pump tomorrow, if not Saturday. Because I think all that profit or people just thinking about Disney is going to pour over into other stuff, assuming this pump continues, right? And I think that's going to spill over to Spider-Man, and then the Steamboat Willies, and then like the Black and White series will start pumping too. But like, it seems like the second anything pumps, like everyone's like, can I just sell all my other stuff that's also Disney for that? And again, I'm not putting on blast, DJ. Like, you're not the only one. By like, there's 20 other people that asked the same question before you. But in my opinion, it's like, just don't chase pumps. Like I saw with the Black and White series Batmans across the board, they're all pumping right now. Some of them are obviously pumping more than others. A lot of people are pumping Joe Mad as well as Becky, because they're going to be the only ones with like the FE tag comparatively to all the other Batmans. And there's still a lot of them are still pumping up very well, like including Joe Mad. He's at like 1600 right now. So instead of chasing the pump, what I did was I just bought, and I was just kind of playing around. I kind of wanted to almost just like test this theory. I bought Batman number 71 instead, because that was the only one that didn't pump yet. And like, he could, like that hype of like the Batman Black and White series and people are pumping everything else, it could spill over into Batman 71. Like, see, this is still chilling down here. But if we look at like, I think it was Dick Sprang. Yeah, like, if we look at Dick Sprang, like this one, it's already too late. And sorry guys, I would open up this panel, but it's not showing anything. Like, it doesn't show the NFT that's projecting, but like, it's already too late. Like, it already pumped up to 400. People are already selling it off at 300. And this thing is just going to keep bottoming out. Same thing with, you know, I think Gary Frank is still like a pretty decent price point, even though it's already gone up 170. Thought someone said like they bought all the Gary Franks, but like at this point, it's just like too late. In my personal opinion, especially since it's DC, like people are more than happy to take profit as soon as they can. I just bought something adjacent. I didn't buy that thing. I bought something adjacent. And of course that's risky, right? But it could go up, it could go down, but it's gems I'm willing to risk, right? Just for an experiment. I was willing to risk 240 gems just to try it out. I have Star Trek sets. That thing's been sitting in my collection for months. I think I might get rid of it now. Yeah, it's unfortunate because ever since they made that announcement, now that they're FEs, yeah, they've only gotten cheaper. I mean, we can look them up really quick, but they've only gotten cheaper. Unfortunately. Maybe not. Unless I'm looking at something wrong. It still says FA on here, but they are switching them to FE as far as I know. Yeah, so there's... Maybe people just sold it for so cheap. People are like, sure, I'll buy an uncommon for 130. Same thing with the ultra rare. Maybe it just got so low, people are like, I think this is a good time to buy, even though it still has the FE tag. And I think that's one thing people are forgetting. Like, all it means is if it's an item, if it's a car, if it's an art piece or whatever it is, it's gonna only, FAs aren't gonna exist. So all that means is FE is gonna be the new FA. Because if they release another Enterprise D, it's not gonna have the tag. If they release another board cube, it's not gonna have another tag. If they release like the DeLorean, they changed the DeLoreans, even though it's not reflected on here, I'm sure Omi the Clown will update it at some point. The next time they release a DeLorean, it has the FE tag now, but if they do another one, it's not gonna have any tag. So basically it's just the FA. There's no middle ground with items and collective, like the items and the posters and stuff. It's either FE or not, and that's it. Unless it's like a Comic-Con exclusive, but it's whatever, like that's different. But so that's all that means. So I still think like FEs on the items and stuff might become more valuable because now there's no like FE. Now it's just FE and that's it. So I could be wrong, but I think that's correct. I would still hold on to it, in my personal opinion. I would still hold on to the Star Treks. Like, if you sold them, I didn't really get a good look at the price, but like I don't even know what you could get. Like even if you sold them, like maybe. I don't even think you'd barely be able to afford like, a mini card or like a Daisy, which I don't think is necessarily worth it. Ben Riley, maybe, but other than that, I would just hold on to it. Me personally. Like I'm still holding on to my Ecto 1 that I've had forever. Same thing with my, what's it called? Joker FA. Like I bought that thing at like 1800 and I'm down 600 gems for a month. Sold my Simpsons for Wally and some rare comics yesterday. I'm mostly going for MCP points. I think Wally has been disrespected. I think so too. I did put Wally up pretty high on my tier list. Like, if you guys haven't seen my VV tier list video for the golden moments. I think I'm gonna do more of those tier list videos. It seems like people like them, and of course, it's an extremely simplified version of, you know. Let's see here. Video. Let's see. Is this right? Whoops, no, I grabbed the wrong one. That's not it, this is it. In the meantime, let me pull this up. The way I think about sets versus blue chip grail is just looking back on Pokemon cards. Would have been more valuable to complete the different Pokemon sets or stack like 100 Charizards? Same thought here, pretty much. This is not it either. God. Here it is, good. Keep messing that up. But I agree. Weintraub. I think you've probably seen the video. You're a freaking viewer, so you've seen the video. But like, this is my tier list. Wally at S, everything else at F tier. I had a lot of fun making that thumbnail, and people are like, dude, that thumbnail is funny. But it's true. Wally at top, everything else F tier. It's an interesting video. Obviously, this is my actual tier list, but kind of get my thought process. I believe I put Wally at like very high B tier. I think I put him at the highest of B tier. Which doesn't mean he's trash. Like he's above like, I think three other, he's above three other golden moments. So he's not the bottom. He should not be the cheapest. I will say that. When they bought Invisible Woman, Secret Rare, and you are cheap, right? Wait till the next team comes. Maybe. I'm not willing to bank on that personally. Even if the other team comes, I don't think it'll bring up her value. If anything, I think people are just going to focus on probably the most popular ones, which is Human Torch, and then Mr. Fantastic or the Thing, and then Invisible Woman. That's just my take. Me personally, that's pretty much it. Now, if it looked like, who was the actress? Jessica Alba, maybe you do pretty well, but it doesn't look like her. So, anything other than GM pumping? Golden moments. Batman Black and White. I think I should. You've probably seen it by now because I'm behind on chat at this point. Yeah. Becky Cloonan going up. Darwin Cook went up, and his no, it was Dick Spring that like went up and then started retracing. Harley Quinn still going down. Joe Mad went up quite a bit because the the FE tag and all that stuff. Joker kind of just chilling, but yeah, a lot of the Batman stuff has kind of been going up and down and all that. So I think we just need a refresh here. Isn't the golden moment set comprised of 6 individual complete sets? Do you get extra for having all 11 as well? Probably not. Not that I know of. Is there each individual like series or whatever? Like, I don't imagine you get a bonus if you own like the whole black and white series, like all of the series. I don't think you get like an extra bonus. Would be cool. Initial K is hell yeah. No bad with NFTs. Everyone buying Iron Man, big stuff coming. I think so too. The only reason to go for MCP is to get drop raffle tickets, pretty much, and maybe accessories. I don't know. I need to get that finalized. Like, I want to actually know what I can get with my MCP points before I start just throwing a bunch of gems at it, personally. Will Uncommon Steamboat Willie ever match Golden Moment Wally? Probably not. At least I hope not. I think Wally deserves more respect than Uncommon Steamboat Willie. Who's your football team? I don't know, like, I used to play football for a long time, for like 14 years, I think. Yeah, 14 years. And then, I think I just played so much football, I kind of got burnt out for a while. So I stopped watching, and then more recently, I don't know, I guess I would say that if I had to choose a team, it'd probably be the Niners. But I didn't really like them when they had Kaepernick, like me personally. Which is why I probably, that's not the reason why I stopped watching football, but it's just, we didn't really care to like have a favorite. I'm more a fan of like teams like play styles rather than just like, it seems like a lot of people that have like fantasy leagues are just so weird. Like, since I played football for so long, I basically treat it as a job. like people just view sports just so differently at like a player versus like a fan and stuff. It's like when I watch someone like one of my friends that are like in a fantasy league, they're like, I hope, you know, Coach Tom Brady already, I think he retired already, right? Or like this was his last year. Like I hope Tom Brady throws a bunch of touchdowns and does this and that, but he still loses the game. And I hope this running back rushes for 1,000 yards, but still like fumbles twice and whatever. And like, you know, and like whenever they have like their player versus against their defense or something weird like that, I don't know. Like I don't play fantasy football or whatever, but it's just interesting how people like view it. I'm more a fan of teams' play styles and like their overall like camaraderie and stuff like that, me personally. So I probably need to watch more football if I want to like get a sense of that, but yeah. Bought a recur pass, so excited for drops. It'll be Veve all over again, only less users and OpenSea on Hello Kitty. Awesome, dude, that's sick. I saw that little recur pass you got with like Spider-Man and stuff. Yeah, I'm not here to like dumpster on other like NFT projects or anything like that. I think it's good that Veve has some competition just in general. Like, not that I think recur is like a major competitor yet, but just something to like at least hold Veve's feet to the fire a bit to like kind of like speed up the process of either hiring more people, doing more releases, do whatever they need to do to kind of, you know, keep us interested, I guess, for the most part. But yeah, dude, it's awesome. Like Hello Kitty, like that's a big one. And then if they do some other like IPs that Veve doesn't have yet, like hell yeah, seems really cool. I guess I'm just kind of too lazy to like look into that and do that, right? That's just me. What do you think about Batman and Crow? I think you mean Croc. Where's he at right now? Do you think it will go up in price when the movie comes out? I mean, it's already going up. It's wow, it's actually broken the $1,100 mark. Good for it. Good for them. I think the battle statue people, and I don't think there's a lot of people flipping because there are so many people holding the bag on Batman versus Killer Croc. Like, there's so many people I've talked to that are like, yeah, I bought it at 1.7K, or I bought it at, I bought a low mint at, you know, 2,000. Like, what did I do? Did I make a mistake? I told him like, no, just wait. And this is the kind of stuff you need to wait on, right? So, but they've earned it, you know. Do I think it's gonna do amazing? I think it'll do well, but it's not gonna like. It'll probably nestle somewhere like, let me like look up a price thing. Like, it'll probably nestles like price wise somewhere. I'm trying to compare it to like the other Batmans and stuff. Then again, I could be wrong about this, but I think it's gonna nestle somewhere like in between like Joe Mad and like whatever like the next highest like Batman NFT is, right? Maybe even a little bit lower than that, like maybe Jay Lee or something like that. What's like the next like most expensive? Or Amanda Connor. Okay, it'll probably be like between Joe Madden and Amanda Connor, but like just a little bit closer to like Amanda Connor, in my opinion. But I could be wrong. I don't know. Best gold moments under 2.2K. What did I do? Best gold moments under 2.2K. I mean, there's only so many to pick. As Pixel Trader. Golden Mom. Let's go. I think when I type in Golden Mom, it doesn't like that. Under 2.2K. In order, I mean, there's only like 3 options, right? 4 options. In order, I would say from best to worst goes like best, Wally. Not only because you get gems left over, but I do think it has the most potential. So it goes Wally. I think it's kind of a tie between Pizza Planet Truck and Homer and Bart, and then Skateboard. I'd put Skateboard last. Yeah, that'd be the order I would put it in personally. I mean, some people could argue like, okay, Pizza Planet Truck's been in every Pixar movie and this and that. Everyone knows Wally, but only you know, only some people know about the Pizza Planet Truck like Easter egg thing, right? That's my only take on it. So yeah, that'd be my take. And plus, like I said, like you get Wally and like you still have what 600 gems to play with to buy other stuff. Get yourself a Ben Reilly, get yourself a mini lenticular card, get yourself a Jason Fabok Batman or something like that. I mean, I'm not completely against like the black and white series Batmans. Okay, let me catch up. I'm gonna catch up to Marin's questions. This last one, I bought 2 recur passes and completely forgot. So once I catch up to there, I'm probably gonna jump off because I'm trying to keep my streams like under like 2.5, 3 hours, right? So that's the point. I have 1K gems, looking to make a move to get Iron Man. Should I sell Homer or the Mickey and Friends cards to get 2K gems? Thanks. I would just keep it, dude. Mickey and Friends cards to get 2K gems. I wouldn't DJDS. I wouldn't do either of those things, to be honest. Like, right now we're eating a ton of fees, 8.5% fee across the board for this stuff. And honestly, I think Iron Man is like, where's Iron Man at right now? I could just like eat my words right now, and like Iron Man's at like ridiculously high, and I'm just like, oh my god. Iron Man's actually like pulling back a bit. Yeah, there's a 2.9 listing. There's a kind of a small wallet. There's like 2.9, then 3. Here, I'll show it. Yeah, 2.9, 3, 3.1. Yeah, I think it's doing all right. It just seems like a lot of work, dude. Again, this is my opinion. If anything, if you only had 1K gems, like I would just double up on lenticular cards, to be quite honest, and just ride that and wait till the lenticular cards pump, and then you can afford. Because like there could be a point where, I don't know what lenticular cards you have, but there could be a point where like you buy Donald and then you spend the last 200 or 100 on, I don't know, something else. And then Donald pumps really hard, and so do your other cards. And then now you might be able to just trade your cards for Iron Man, right? And you can keep your Homer and Bart. That would be my move, because cards have yet to pump really hard. Again, unless I'm wrong. Where are the... Let me look at the cards. Disney... No, it's like Mickey. No, it's not up here. Mickey and Friends. Donald, where's he at? Ooh, dude, there's a low one right there. Oh, I'm gonna snipe it. Come on, give it to me. Let's go. That's how confident I am in Donald. Yeah, that was like... That one was like 20 below floor. I just like completely just like FOMO'd into that like really quickly, I'll be honest. But I'll take it. I was kind of like looking for something to spend my last like 1,600 gems on or whatever. If it wasn't me, it was gonna be someone else, but maybe there is someone to undercut. I'll tell you what, if you send me, if you want that Donald, I will send it to you. I will send it to you for that exact price. I was just securing it for you. You don't have to take this offer, but if you send me however much, 800 and something gems, I'll give you the Donald. Even though I just like, I feel bad because I like, if you were gonna buy it, I just snagged it from you, DJ. But if you don't, like, that's fine. But that would be my opinion. Like, I would grab a Donald. Becky Batman going up. Other Batmans, we back, baby. Yep. For now. Nathaniel Walker regarding importance of first versus popularity. Hypothetically, if Golden Moments is say Cinderella or Snow White, will that be more or less than Elsa in the same edition size? I would say less. Like, Elsa's gonna be worth more because A, she's a golden moment, right? She's part of that first Disney set that's ever been released. On top of that, Elsa is more recently the most popular and profitable Disney princess that Disney's ever had in existence. So although I do think Snow White and Cinderella is popular, I don't know if they're as big as Elsa in my mind. Like, if Cinderella and Snow White was out right now, and they were just like generic NFTs, like if there was like a Disney, let's say blind box, and they're all the same edition, they're all commons, they're all the same edition size, there's like a Disney blind box, like Cinderella, Snow White, you know, Ariel, whatever. I'm just focusing on Cinderella and Snow White. I'd probably price them at like, you know, like probably like 1,700 or something like that, like probably below 2K. Like they'll probably be, some of them might be worth more than like maybe some of the low end golden moments, or like hovering around that price point, or like 1,500, but like I don't think they're like passing up Elsa, me personally. Let's see. Nathaniel Walker, I hope that helps. That's my take. Like, Elsa has popularity, and also there's something kind of exclusive or kind of cool about being a golden moment, right? That there's something to be said about that. I'm big on your advice and my collectibles. That's awesome, Mark. Another great guy to check out if you're like not sure about like a new IP or whatever is Veve. He is a very knowledgeable. Like if you want any information before every drop, that dude, and he puts out like bite-sized videos too. Like my videos are kind of like long-winded, but like a lot of his video, he used to be called Veve because his videos were initially like only 3 minutes long. Some have gotten a bit longer just because it's just so hard to cover so much content. But I think he's definitely a person that will help you be more comfortable with your purchase if it's like something you're not familiar with or whatever it is. But yeah, he's an awesome content creator as well. So this is a collector app, not a pump and dump doggy coin. I hope I hope people are here for the right reasons to build something great for the long term. So I'm seeing with new people is worrying. I don't think that's the case. Eventually, if you churn things enough, it'll get into collectors' hands. Just give it enough time. It'll be in certain collectors' hands. Like there are already people with certain NFTs that they're just never gonna sell. And that's also why I'm very bullish on Disney stuff, because Disney collectors by default are just collect. They do not sell, they do not flip, like that's just what they do. They are just like very, at least from what I've heard from multiple content creators and people that are in the Disney world and all that stuff, like not actually Disney world, but you know, Disney space. That's just how they are, which is why I'm a bit more bullish on like the Disney direct stuff, like Elsa and R2. I mean, I know R2D2 and stuff like in C3PO or Star Wars, but like Star Wars is huge too. But yeah. Kevin Matt completed Eternal set with MCP in mind. Should I sell them for fewer collectibles or one collectible worth more? That's like the question of all questions, right? Do I stack or do I diversify, right? In my personal opinion, I haven't seen a lot of value yet with the Master Collector program, and like I just see people chasing sets, which is fine. Like I've done that before. I've chased, even more recently, I've chased both sets of the lenticular cards as well as the Spider-Man like NFT set. Then like once I did, I was like, well, I kind of want to sell these now, especially since like they pump and they start dipping and all that stuff. And I always end up just keeping 1 or 2 NFTs of the set and end up selling the rest that I feel either not as bullish on or just ones that I feel like I can make the most profit on, whatever it is. But yeah, so that's, it's up to you at that point. I don't know how much money or how many gems you would actually have after you do that, but it sounds like if you just have, hold on one second. Jesus, my nose is going crazy. Hold on. Unmute. I forgot. I remember to unmute this time. Don't worry, I didn't do like a line or anything. I was just needing to blow my nose. Yeah, that's tough, dude. If you have a lot of other gems or a lot of other collectibles, I would say, yeah, sure, go and flip them, sell them. But if that's like your only set, that's hard to do because you're eating a lot in fees, right? So, Moran, after today's announcement, people got scared of holding Steamboat Willie. I'm even considering selling. Just hold it. No, it didn't even have the tag anyway. If people were holding it in hopes of the tag, like honestly, if Veve didn't even announce this, like, I don't know. I think Steamboat Willie's gonna have a rebound. Cause like, where's that at now? $6.25, whatever. I'm not worried about it. The ultra rare, yeah, I figured. I would still hold it. Like all the Steamboat Willies, it's ridiculous that people are selling them just because they don't have the FA or the FE. I don't know. These kids don't trade; they buying greens and selling reds. That's, yeah. Hey, can I flip all these NFTs to chase this pump, please? You know, if I were you guys, I'd be like looking at All Together Now Mickey, like All Together Mickey Mouse. Like that's ridiculous. Thoughts on Superman in the near future? It'll go up a bit, but not by a ton, in my opinion. Add-on, I'm thinking of selling my pizza truck to get into Elsa. Feeling like Elsa will be harder to grab if I wait longer compared to pizza truck. Thoughts? Probably. Obviously, it seems like you have enough gems to make up the difference. Add-on, and usually I say like, all right, I wouldn't sell this. I wouldn't do golden moments for golden moments. I do think Elsa's going to retrace a bit. Like, we can pull it up right now. Actually, let's pull it up on here as well as on the app. Kind of get a good look on both ends. Kind of want to see how many listings are going on. And who knows, like, Elsa, Iron Man, some of these other NFTs, like, they could just fly. They could just literally just fly tonight. You know, some people could just buy a bunch of these at 3 a.m. tonight while everyone's asleep. And then you wake up the next morning and now Elsa's, you know, 4.7. You're like, what? So it could be a thing. 274 listings on here. Move this over. Listings are at 286. They're still going down. Someone buy a low mint? Wow. Dude, someone bought a 45 mint for a 25 grand. That is pretty crazy. Or that, or someone unlisted. Again, see, I don't think ecomi wiki knows if that's an actual purchase or a delisting. I need to ask Omi the Clown if that's the case. So I totally get you. Honestly, I know you have probably the difference to make up for it. Ed 7 on, dude. I still don't know how to pronounce her name like correctly. But I agree. Like, there are certain NFTs that will just, like, once they run away, it's really hard to get back to. There is a small chance we could see some retracement if there's like a huge announcement tomorrow or Saturday. But I still don't think that's gonna happen. So I still think Pizza Planet truck is pretty good. But if you sell that, I mean, you still have to make up what, like 2,200 gems? I mean, how much else would you have to sell? I feel like else will be harder to grab if I wait longer compared to a pizza truck. It depends. If you have the gems ready, I would say yes, just pull the trigger. But if you have to sell like 3 or 4 or 5 other NFTs, I'm not sure. That's just me personally. Click the program. But yeah, thoughts on Superman in the near future? Sorry, Kevin, Mac. He'll go up, but I think he's gonna have to fight twice as hard as any other NFT to go up, right? On M, you're awesome, man. Hey, what are Elsa and Iron Man's all-time high after drop hype? Well, we have Elsa pulled up right now. After drop hype is, you know, 1,100, right? 1,100, but she did peak at 4,250. And if we pull up Iron Man, Iron, there it is. Iron Man's down a little bit, but I think it's just a single listing at, I think it's a single listing. That's at like 2.9. Oh, good brother. Great snipe with Donald. Yeah, I mean, that might be one I might hodl for a bit or flip, but that was definitely like just an impulse buy, I'll be honest. Iron Man up to 3.2. He peaked up here not too long ago, but now he's starting to sell off a bit. Peaked at like 1K not too long ago. Listings are going down, but they have gone up by 4. I don't know if the hype's kind of died out, but again, you never know. With Veve and this stuff, sometimes people do make their biggest moves like late at night. Like, you know, if I had a small group of friends and we had a ton of money and or a ton of fiat or NFTs or whatever we wanted to make, and we wanted to make a move on like an NFT, like I would do it late at night. And or another good one is do it when I think some people did this too, is when ecomi wiki is down. Is when ecomi wiki is down, usually something's going on or there's going to be an announcement. Something's changed in the API, which is why it was down earlier. Like, things are going to be switching from FA to FE and then FE to, you know, CE to FA, whatever. And so people are just blind for like 5-6 hours and they just can't see it. So when you buy stuff and people look on the market like, oh my God, Iron Man's up 500 gems, I should FOMO into it. So that'd be what I would do personally, but. Oh God, dude, I'm never gonna get through this. Let's see. What's your opinion on Steamboat Willies? They're being sold off right now because they don't have like the FE tag. I'm probably just biased because I actually won the Steamboat Willie on drop, so I'm just like willing to hold it. Like, I don't care. But at the same time, to buy into it, I think you could maybe wait a bit longer before it really bottoms out. Like you could maybe wait till like the Steamboat Willie like ultra rare gets down to like 5.5 or something like that. And you can like buy in at that point. I still think it's a great buy, but you know, if you wanted to get the most out of it, I think you could wait. Ben Riley just jumped like 100 gems in 20 minutes. Oh, yeah, let's see what's up with that. Is it already spilling over to the Spider-Mans? We'll see. You know, I'll stay a little bit longer. I said I was going to get off at like 3 minutes from now, but I'm kind of curious to see what the market's going to say after we update stuff. But I'm just going to fly through chat. So if I like breeze over your question, do you see all of the Wonder Womans for sale by one person who had a huge stack of the past few days? Do you think of her pricing in the near future? I don't know, Kevin Mack. I think she's just delisting because she knows the market is like actually moving right now. So maybe she's gonna start just listing stuff, dollar cost averaging up. You know, put one at 800, put one at 825, then 850, then 8 whatever. Like, so I don't know. Tucson Collectibles. I got a low mint Ben Riley yesterday. It's like 131 or something. Dude, that's awesome. What site is the software that you're using on? Is free? DJ Easy. It's not free. So it used to be free a while back. Omi the Clown was nice enough to like, you know, basically make a, I don't know, partnership or whatever with Veve, have access to the API. So he did this for free for a long time, and he was paying for server access. Like he was basically paying out of his own wallet for a long time to give us the information for free. But eventually, in order to get access to the charts, that is a monthly subscription of €10 a month, but you can access the interactive charts like this, where it just shows you the box price as well as like their current prices. So you won't be able to see any history, but you can see current prices, right? You can see the 24-hour change, but like anything before 24 hours, you can't really see on here. So you still get a lot of value with like the secondary market floor prices, like the charts, or at least like, I should say the data table. But with the charts, you can actually see some history past, you know, 24 hours. You can look back pretty far. Bought Joker FA for 300 gems, and at that time it was mad risky for me. Yeah, Ben Riley went up 100 streams since started. Dang, yeah, it can make bigger moves. Whoever, I hope whatever his name bought it when it was at 500, when I recommended it. Ben Riley, yep, up 500, or is up 600 right now. So I think right now Spider-Man's could move. Maybe I should make that video like tomorrow or tonight. Bought FA Joker for 300 gems. Yeah, risky. I may have bought 2 recur passes and completely forgot these guys are actually not doing anything, even though Discord's not active. Shaking my head. Well, you can sell them, right? I know I've heard some people just selling the recur passes. How much do you think Mint 749 Elsa will be worth in 2 months? Gamer Shack 77. I have no idea, dude. I don't even know what else is going to be in a week. And typically when you're looking at low mint stuff like that, I just go on the market, organize it by low mint, and just look around there. I apologize, like I would go more in depth with your question, but I'm like trying to answer these questions and get off stream in like the next like 5-10 minutes. So I have 5 keep gems. What do I want to do with golden moments dip? More or cop a C3PO now? C3PO or Elsa's already C3PO. Matt Mars. So you can either get C3PO, you can get Elsa plus a Donald lenticular card, or you can do like Iron Man plus Wally plus, and you have like 300-400 gems to play with. You can get like some Spider-Mans, or you can get some like black and white series stuff, or you can skip the Wally and just like get more lenticular cards. Like that would be the 3 options I have. And because you're talking golden moments, I think any 3 of those options I mentioned are perfectly fine. Like get C3PO or get Elsa plus Donald lenticular card, or you can get like Iron Man plus Wally plus I'm trying to think like what's around like 300-400 gems right now. That's like a good price range for that stuff. There's like Spider-Mans and stuff for that. There's like Zombie Hunter Spider-Man. There's shit, who the hell knows? Hell, Mickey, Steamboat Willie could go down that low, like the common. I don't think it'll go down to 300, but it could definitely go down to like 500. Was the stream title clickbait? Just joined? Maybe. DJ Easy, I think you're overvaluing Elsa. Not enough history. Most wills are old school, hence the Star Wars prices. Probably. I could be wrong with that, DJ Easy. it's almost like none of those whales have like kids or anything like that, or daughters they want to show off Elsa statues to, or it's not like they've been hearing Let It Go for the last, what, 8 years or something like that. So, I do consider that as well. But I think you're right. Like some of the collectors, you know, are a bit older as well. But there are a lot of people on Veve that are probably between the ages of like 20 to 35 right now. Some of them made a lot of money when they were early on, you know, relatively young. We also have all the ETH whales that have like yet to get on the app. We still have a lot of people that own a shit ton of Omi. So when Omi to NFT happens, and like those are all game changers. Those are all things that are like, you know, same thing with Disney in general. If we get the Disney collectors on board, but yeah, I agree. Like Star Wars, yeah, like Elsa's not going to pass up R2D2, and odds are she probably won't pass up C3PO either. But I think she'll be, you know, price wise nipping at the heels of C3PO. But I agree. I do not think she'll pass up like R2 or anything like that. All good, brother. Snipe with Donald. Yeah. Why is Steamboat Willie dropping what tag issues? If you look at my most recent video, DJ Easy, Veve changed a lot of tags on NFTs recently. All that, you know what changed about Steamboat Willie? Nothing. And people are selling it off. It didn't have a tag, and I guess people were just hoping it would get a tag. And then, yeah, I think now is actually a pretty decent time to buy. If you wait a little bit longer, you can maybe get a cheaper price for Steamboat Willies. But if you look at my most recent video that I posted, here's also the article too. I'll show this really quick. Come on, load. There it is. So they're changing first appearance, first edition, con exclusive. They're just making it a bit more clear. So like all these things are changing from FA to FE. DeLorean, Ecto 1, Glider. Ooh, Avengers logo. Oof, got moved? Really? I did not know that. So Avengers logo got moved. Fat Tony, freaking fat. Yeah, interesting. So Avengers logo got moved. But it's interesting how they did the vehicles, but they didn't do Pizza Planet truck. Some people are arguing that Mickey's hat is like an item and like not a person or whatever. So that's interesting. Ghost Trap, like all these things are changing from FA to FE. The only like relevant change that, not relevant, but the only thing that like majorly changed was, where is it? The hell, Captain Carter went from comic, like a con exclusive to FA, which is why she pumped so much. But I would still just sell her, just take the profit and move on to his better NFTs. You think Green Goblin will get to Red Skull and Doom level? Not Doom level, but I think it should pass up to Red Skull. The low mints and just the Spider-Man popularity, I think people are going to want that matchup a bit more than Red Skull. We haven't seen a lot of stuff from, I mean, we haven't seen Green Goblin either a lot, but I think he's a bit more popular than Red Skull, plus the lower mints. What collectibles are on their way out and won't be able to cop anymore? Some of the higher end golden moments, to be honest. R2D2, C3PO, Elsa, Iron Man pretty much are on their way up. I do think, I did buy a Mickey hat. I do think it's going to take a bit longer, but I think it's on its way up and just going to be gone soon, right? Possibly some of the higher end Batmans, which I remember the price has changed. I'm talking like Todd Rizzo, Joe Mad, as well as Becky Cloonan, but I still think Becky Cloonan and like Joe Mad and stuff are still going to be vulnerable to dips pretty hard, in my opinion. So those are running away. Like Todd is at 11. He's been chilling there. I'm trying to think of other NFTs that could just like fly away and just be gone forever. But with the most recent change, I could see that. But that's all I can think of. Check out Comment Groot in the app. Haha, I'll have to look it up. I want to talk about market manipulation. I mean, it's just a thought. I didn't say I would, but Joshua Trong, I got the SR for today's comic. Should I hodl or sell this one? And again, market manipulation, as far as I know, it's in this market or whatever. Like if people collaborate together, there's private Discord groups for people that own just Superman or own, what's it, the Holy Trinity, or own the Omikongs and stuff. Like there's no issue, as far as I know, of organizing. And if you want to plan a bunch of sales together, put up a bunch of buy orders or sell orders, not buy orders, but if you want to buy a bunch of things or put up a bunch of sell orders, no rules against that. It's a free market. And whether you know it or not, it happens all the time. Big Boss R2D2 price prediction in 1 month. 10K. I don't know. I don't even know what's gonna happen next week, so let alone a month from now. Disney could drop Star Wars and then drop X-Men and then drop I don't know. Like they could drop so many huge big IP announcements between now and the end of the month that R2 will actually be cheaper than he is now. So it's hard to tell in a month. It's almost like predict what the price of this thing is going to be and every other catalyst that's imaginably possible between then. Like you just can't. Especially since Veve literally only tells us IP announcement drops 2 days prior. Like they could say like, by the way, we're doing Star Wars and Book of Boba Fett next week and, you know, on Saturday, and then do this and that. So like, again, I'm not trying to like be negative or like antagonize you or anything like that, but it's like price predictions, as much as I studied the market, like they're impossible to tell. So questions for everyone in chat. Do you guys spam comic drops or just snipe the button? I just Braden Pitt, I've never won a comic drop. I've tried both snipe and spam. Neither of them ever worked. I really think there are some people that just have like a less than 1% win rate, and there's other people that just happen to win like 40% of the time. I don't know what it is. Carlos referring to the hypothetical of getting a bunch of friends with a lot of money and pumping a collectible. Not when the site is down. Oh, when the site is down? Sure. I don't know. What do you think about Steamboat Willie? Common or uncommon? I would wait a little bit longer because they are being dumped right now. I still think they're great NFTs, and I think people are going to be like, wait, nothing changed with these NFTs. And if people were just like, right now, people are just FOMO selling right now on the Steamboat Willie. I'll be honest, if I could afford, like, if it goes down to like 5K, the ultra rare, like if I could afford it, like I would probably buy one if I could. Matt Mars, do I sell my 2 Elses for a Todd, or do I sell 1 Elsa, 1 SR Goofy for a Todd? Or don't do anything? Todd is a whole nother level of things. That is very tough. I don't know what the rest of your collection looks like. If you have a really big collection elsewhere and you can make more moves like that and you don't have a Todd, I would probably say yes. Like, you know, if you got 40 grand in other NFTs besides those and you're just like, should I make these 2 moves? I'd be like, sure, whatever. Get a Todd because, you know, that makes you one of a, you know, an OG holder, right, of Todd. The most OG NFT that's possible on the app. But if you don't have much else, like just writing on just Todd, like, isn't that fun? I don't know. That's my take. Matt Mars. Do you agree with people saying that if Veve can just change tags left and right, is it really an NFT? Please don't bash me. Just something I saw on Facebook last week was running. I'm not planning on bashing it. Like I think it's a legitimate concern. I do have opinions about that. Like if they're actually changing tags and or especially if they're changing like the physical look of some NFTs, I think, yeah, like that was one of the things I talked about is like adding tags and stuff. Like I actually would have been, I still like, even though I owned an ultra rare Steamboat Willie, like I still would have been upset if they like added a tag to Steamboat Willie that's like FE. I'm like, why? Like people are investing now based on what it looks like today, right? But if you change it, then now everything is shifting. So yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the change. I wish they would have just said from now on, this is how we're going to do it. But everything else will stay the same. Who knows? Maybe those NFTs would have actually gone up in price because they're like, hey, I have some art pieces that are FA and these are the only ones. Isn't that cool? You know? Plus, it's kind of a small reward to those like early adopters of like independent artists and all that stuff. So that's my take. I wasn't a huge fan of them. And what would make it even worse is if they then like reversed it. So like people that sold it off would have rebought it and they're just like, like I'm not sure how I feel about it. I'm not the biggest fan of it. I'm on the fence. It's probably like 65-35. I'm like 65 against it, 35 for it. I'm glad they like clarified how like the tags work, but at the same time, I don't like how they just basically gave us no notice and just threw it in our face. I don't think it would have made that big of a difference whether it was like if they gave us a week up notice or ahead like 1 day or 1 hour. I don't think it really mattered because people still would have sold off or bought up certain NFTs. So I think as long as they just stay consistent going forward, it's kind of weird how they again gave the certain black and white series NFTs a pass while the other ones not so much. I don't know. I'll have to like figure that out. But for now, I'm not a huge fan of it. If they can like just change tags on things, I think this is going to be the last time they're ever going to do it. But again, if they start changing some of the physical appearances and stuff of some of the NFTs. I'm not sure how I feel about that either. Like even just being able to like remove clothing and stuff is, I'm all for like adding stuff, but like removing clothing, like you know, I'm talking like Deadpool and stuff, not like some of the other NFTs. Even then I'm like, so you're buying something that's not what it actually is. I don't know. I'll have to figure. I haven't really thought that much about it, but I have to put more thought into it. Now you make me want to save my 500 gems for X-Men and Star Wars stuff. This is why we're in a squeeze. Yeah, Mark. Who knows? I have no idea what's gonna happen. Oh, and I don't even know what's gonna happen 3 days from now. So how can I even know what's gonna happen a month from now? And especially when you see charts like this, like how can you tell what's gonna happen in a month? Because if you would have asked me back here, oh, what's Iron Man gonna be in a month? I would have been like, I don't know, 1,500, and then like this happens, and I'm like, actually 3K. Like no one really knows. Pumps. There's a million and one catalysts why things pump or dip, right? No one could have foresaw like a week ago, like, oh, Steamboat Willie, like, oh yeah, it's plateauing, but it's gonna go down. Like, I don't know why, but like a week from now, I think they're gonna change FA and FE tags, and like it's just gonna dip. Like, no one can know what's gonna happen, right? And especially since the NFT space is so new, we're still getting more people in. I don't know. Again, I'm not trying to like bash people that do ask like prediction questions. Like, I get them all the time. I don't mind entertaining them, but it's hard to tell. And I would say like any content creator that says they can like accurately predict price predictions like out that far, like a month out and stuff, like they're just full of it in my opinion. Like they have no idea. They're just making up random numbers, or maybe they're following some sort of like random chart, but anything can happen. Would you consider selling a Goofy and a Spider-Man 2090 for your Steamboat Willie? I would wait. I don't know about Goofy. I think Goofy and Spider-Man 2099 have a lot of room to move. I think there could be a point, and as crazy as it sounds, like, honestly, if your Steamboat Willie keeps crashing and Goofy starts going up, you might be able to 1-for-1 that. And that's something I would potentially take, but not entirely sure. Would you sell off a bunch of Marvel Mighties or something for more upside, or HODL Mighties? I don't know. I don't know which Marvel Mighties you have too, Steven Longo. Like if you have a bunch of Fantastic Fours, sure, but if you have like a bunch of villains and you're stacking those, like I would just HODL those, me personally. So we're getting Star Wars Golden Moments next weekend? Of course. Yes, I can predict it. I know it. Matt Mars, I don't really have a big collection, so I don't know really. Or do I just sell everything and buy a Riz? I wouldn't do that either. I don't know, like I'm running low on fumes right now, guys, so I will be hopping off here in like literally 2 minutes. So if you have any like burning questions, let me know. But those like really like in-depth questions, I would love to help you out, Matt Mars, maybe in like tomorrow's stream. I'll be streaming again. Not exactly sure what time, but I'll put a heads up. Yeah, all the talk of Pokemon at the end of the month also contributes. Looking forward to the next big IP. Me too. I think everyone's just kind of holding their breath for it, but like people are just done waiting, I think, at this point. And like we're just waiting for some sort of announcement. This FE thing was like enough to like get some money moving in the market, and people are like, all right, screw it, whatever, I'm gonna start buying. Like nothing changed about the golden moments. Like what's weird too is like, I'm gonna pull up this last thing. I shouldn't put golden mom because then it just shows skateboard for some reason. I don't know why. Like, okay, it didn't move up that much, but this was up above 2K, like a little bit above 2K. Like the fact that like Avengers logo is actually changing from FA to FE. It actually like went up in price a little bit. I'm like, what? Not by much, but there was a point where, yeah, it went up to like 2.1K or something, and I'm like, what? It changed, but you know, it is what it is. Okay, thank you to make time to, sorry. Okay, thank you. Time to make a sell wall for my Valdo case to get more gems. Yeah, it's up to you. Walt's catching up to SR Spider-Man, like a 15K difference. Yeah, J-Kill XRP, I've been saying that. I think Walt's gonna flip Spider-Man. I thought it was gonna take years, but hell, I mean, it could take months. Do you think I should go for X-Men? Not on Saturday. Should I go for the X-Men NFT? Jigga, there is no X-Men NFT. I'm just making that up. Like, I have no idea what's gonna happen. Unless Veve announced something and I just like haven't seen it yet. No, there's no announcement that I've seen. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I'll hang out and chat for like a minute after I get off and just say hi, what's up. But that's it. So hope you guys take care. Be safe and spend wisely. Don't flip a bunch of stuff. Don't FOMO into things. Don't chase pumps. and take care. All right, bye.